In a world where space and time are intertwined, one man dared to challenge the status quo. His name? Dayton Miller. His weapon of choice? A flute. But not just any flute. This instrument held the power to unleash the ether, a pervasive medium once thought to fill the universe. Miller, a physicist by trade, a musician at heart, discovered a harmonic resonance within the ether. He found that his flute, when played with precision, could manipulate this elusive medium. His melodies, a symphony of science, had the potential to shift the very fabric of reality. However, a sinister force lurked in the shadows. The Einsteinian demons. These creatures thrived in the distortion of space-time, causing chaos and disruption. The world needed a hero, and Miller...
All right, hello and welcome everyone to Flat Earth Fridays, episode 117, hosted by 100 Crypto Keys, otherwise known as Sacred, and his co-host, Proud Flurf. Before we jump into episode 117 and join the panel, we're going to watch Proud's new intro. So here we go.
So what do all worldwide maps project? Coordinate systems, not the globe. What do the coordinate systems project? They're based on a datum to tie them to the world. What are datums? Things like spherical datums, right? You have geodesic datums, WGS 84, 83, NAD 27, NAD 83. All of those are spherical datums. That's what ties all the things that are projections to the spherical graticule, which is the gridded network of longitude, latitude, right? Nothing to do with the Earth so far. Now, longitude, latitude based on the stars. In the old days, it was called cosmography because there's a very real, indistinguishable relationship between stars, lands, and maps, right? For every single point on Earth, there's an equivalent, unique position in the sky. That's how right ascension declination ties to longitude, latitude. There's a direct one-for-one correlation. That's how you get ground positions and zeniths from a star.
All right, boys.
Sacred, you want to take this?
Yo, Pierre,
Shout out to the level heads.
Back with like Floyd Mayweather with this shit.
Always fucking Floyd Mayweather.
You tackle LeBron, that doesn't mean you beat him. Still crossed you up, he was still gonna dunk on you. You can't stop what's about that.
If there wasn't that one-for-one correlation, you wouldn't be able to celestially navigate. Now, distances between these two coordinate systems, and we're talking about geographic graticule, which is the coordinate system of longitude, latitude, is determined by nautical miles, the unit of a circle, sky miles, navigator's minutes. 1 nautical mile, 1 minute of degree, 60 minutes, 1 degree would be 1 degree, 60 nautical miles, right? And the power of that is that the distance determined by the nautical mile, once ratioed against the statute mile, as in the conference that we just went over, then is invariant between coordinate systems. So the distances measured in nautical remains consistent no matter the shape of the underlying topography. Again, we haven't actually calculated anything on the Earth. When we've looked at the sky, we've done trig, we've calculated a ground position for that potential star. We haven't measured the ground. We've calculated the ground based on the sky.
Awesome intro. Here we go. All right, here we don't go. The space is crashed out. Yo, are you there, Stone? All right, well, that's unfortunate, lads and ladettes. You're just going to have to hang in there until Sacred gets the space sorted out. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll find some music to play in the background while we chill.
Another one. Another one. I'm charged up. I'm charged up.
Go and tell your master that we have been charged by God with a sacred quest.
Relax.
Fridays we break through, spreading too far, it's tunnel. No code, no curves, just a plane that's flat. Keeping you up all night, no need for a nap. Conspiracy theories, didn't stop her to tell. We got the facts, yeah, we're breaking them down. Nothing but truth, we ain't playing pretend. The world's flat, it's time to comprehend. Late night sessions, we dive deep inside, exploring the truth, taking you for a ride. No sleep tonight, cause we're wide awake, questioning everything, the rules we break.
Hey, is this thing on? Doubleheads, is this thing on?
You think they know it all, but they don't understand. Circles keep spinning round, never finding the end. Maps are lying in your hand. Don't you see the flat land? We'll break free from the chains with a new master plan. Spaceships and moon landings are just tricks of the eye. Horizons look straight because the ground doesn't lie. Gravity's a hoax built to keep us confined. Take a step off the edge, find the truth in your mind.
Friday.
Flat earth, flat truth, breaking through the noise. No more spinning tails, just a still solid voice. Wake up, open eyes, see it laid out clear. Flat earth, flat truth, let the world hear. Globes in the classroom, a deception taught young. Teachers program belief with a silver-coated tongue. Vast oceans don't curve, look at the ships far and wide. They disappear straight down, not around on a slide. See the sun setting, still the distance looks just right. Feel the calm in your mind, no more endless night. Walking miles to the edge where the answers abide. Feel the horizon touch your fingertips of pride. Flat earth, flat truth, breaking through the noise. No more spinning tails, just a still solid voice. Wake up, open eyes, see it laid out clear. Flat earth, flat truth, let the world hear.
Friday.
Yeah.
117.
It's Chuck.
That's that level head.
It's 2021. Told you I was a rap for this globe. Check it out. Way too many reifications of privations. Secular thermodynamics violations. Fuck all these fake ass apparent deviations. Globals always flapping their gums, no demonstrations. The black swan murdered the ball with simplicity. Pretend the clowns aren't, they all no specificity. Get with me, get that geometry.
Take it back to sky tonight.
Nowadays, mostly I sound like your armies. Copper blades, no ball to ever show for, nevermore. Been a rap for your most nine, boy, scientific. World thicker than prolific. Crumble at the thought of flat earth, that's just terrific. My hypothesis, you know,
to cut that map flat.
you thought you had it all sewn up. Like a seamstress, you never see this. You ain't chilling peeping the Gleasons. The globe model so fucking dead. So many reasons mad at me. Cause your fairy tale of gravity is rapidly becoming a motherfucking fatality. Independent variable, no physicality. Factually, you're dealing with no type of reality. A tragedy. All of the pseudoscience of fallacy. Sad to see that was surrounded by such banality. Globe charts step in the court for their arraignment. Gas fucking off all day, no containment. It's automatic. You sound like a fanatic. Your heart's beating out of your chest. No need to panic. Problematic. Anytime they were Socratic, you find turns
Friday.
asthmatic or a crack addict, all tuned up like a mechanic. State you leaving in when you're done. It's so tragic. You end the sneezing. All snotty knows the reason. You go charge find it like sub-zero freezing. Ain't no reason for you not to remain calm. As my nigga make a hit you with the 3-point palm. Instant exploding paradigm technique. Backslapping your beliefs into making it sweet. Deliberated, finished, unable to speak. Have you looking like Tom Petty catching a leak? Your whole squad left sounding comatose. I hear Michelle Dollar keeps rocks on the head. She keeps your family close. Some of y'all think y'all the best things since butter toast. When it comes to FB, prepare to catch an overdose of intellectual honesty. The clear lack of thinking of you balls never cease to astonish me. I gotta keep it real and be honest, B. It's quite possibly the dumbest thing I heard since the cosmology is often seen as a philosophy, mythology, but actually it's a prophecy of religiosity. Get all your skills and your weight up. This crunch time, your whack model getting ate up like lunchtime. How in the hell could we establish a baseline? Most of y'all trolls are just here to waste time. I'm not aware of what you're hearing through the grapevine.
Let's go.
But you must be out your mind selling space-time. A mathematical construct of imagination with absolutely no experimental validation. Before the story begins, you need a foundation. Curvature of the earth, that's the conversation. And since that shit up and disappeared without a trace, I'd say it's also time for you to say goodbye to space. Tall tales about vacuums and empty place, all the while breathing air. That's just not the case. You best get out my face. Cause
You just out of here, what up?
Every air you breathe immediately, you fuck off the space. We understand no requirement for your compliance. You understand that you are standing in a room of giants. I admire that you're usual in your defiance, but won't you join us in this funeral of pseudoscience? You in the mood to try us? Go ahead and test your mic. These motherfuckers think they're moving at the speed of light. How about the speed of sound? 250 miles above the ground. To say that ISS is going round and round. Please don't even try, son. It's been a rap since you gave up hoping your geometric horizon. In the trenches hoping and praying we don't get wise and realize you're smoking more off the grass than Neil Tyson. Oh,
that's my first space for the intro.
He can keep a push of this in the background. Never debating, always up
Hey,
the back down. Clinging in fear of the gravitational smackdown. This little circus won't last long. I'm betting you the type of clown that sits at home alone with a mask on. Thinking you debunked an argument like the Black Swan. Never knowing that your radius could be that wrong. Oops, I really meant to say dead wrong. Implicitly, we've been falsified the globe empirically. Need you to listen, G. It's not logical to postulate you live in a sphere in sphericity. It's the epitome. It's not a mystery. The globe model's all wrapped up in stupidity. It's quite simple, see. It's probably not the move for you to spew your rhetoric here or religiously, maybe officially. One day you might find yourself vividly in the middle of an epiphany, lyrical symphony. It's been a pleasure, but our times have both come to an end. Synchronicity.
Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce. Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Beyonce. Party with Beyonce.
Let's get it.
Beyonce. Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce.
To the trolls.
This is my rap. Hey, that shit is flat. What do you know about that? Hey, shout out to all of my trolls in the chat. All of my globers, this shit ain't over. Keeping it going, keeping it rolling. Never stop globing, never stop trolling. Why you so mad? Yeah, you keep coming back. You do the math. What do they pay you in crack? Shout out to all of my Globers. Don't get it twisted. We are opponents. You was a phony, full of baloney. The globe is a lion. We know it.
We know it.
This is my rap. Hey, that shit is flat. What do you know about that? Hey, shout out to all of my trolls in the chat.
Shout out to the trolls too.
This shit ain't over. Keeping it going. Keeping
Do
it
you
going.
anonymous?
Never stop globing. Never stop trolling. Duh. And you know they never gonna stop trolling. As long as the earth keeps rolling.
Hey bro, you on a payment plan?
It really is not.
You on the level head, stop trolling me.
You know this. Hocus pocus. And you know they never gonna stop trolling. As long as the earth keeps rolling. Even though it really is not rolling. We know this. Hocus pocus. This is my rap. Hey, that shit is flat. What do you know about that? Hey, shout out to all of my trolls in the chat. All of my Globers. This shit ain't over. Keeping it going. Keeping it rolling. Never stop.
My generation's afraid of a pig.
We flat on Fridays to the moon.
They're ashamed of themselves because they're privileged and whiter. They're black and the opposite. You get charged with harassment for hugging a woman or giving a compliment. Y'all way too sensitive yet, offended to death. Bring all the coffins in. I swear that y'all are mad at everything that don't affect your life. Hey, I swear that y'all believe that being offended just means that you're right. Hey, I swear that y'all just want to be the only ones who everyone lies. Hey, I swear if I swear at you ninnies, you probably so triggered you cry. And nobody wants to be real. Everyone's scared of how everyone feels. We become so ultra sensitive and hyper tolerant that honestly, honesty gonna be illegal. It's crazy y'all get so shocked and bothered from people saying things that aren't responsible. If that seems logical, y'all are weak then. If someone says retard, it ruins your weekend. And that's retarded. My hair been in braids because it looks hella awesome. Yeah, I like to scream I appropriate culture, but I don't hear nothing. Paying homage. Y'all are just trying to get likes on your comments. Googling quotes that are socially conscious.
Apparel is not Earth, by the way.
Doesn't make you a prophet. It makes you a liar and stupid obnoxious. Always on that blah, blah. Y'all should keep it to yourselves.
Mapped out.
Miss me with that drama. You must think I'm someone else. Cause y'all don't wanna with me.
Level head.
Feel the pressure. No, I will not be censored. I'm not afraid, that's why they with me. My name will be remembered, and I will live forever. I bet y'all hate that y'all are stuck with. Happy Halloween. For one evening only, you wear what you want. Unless it's a poncho or headdress or afro, you'll piss someone off. I'd say Merry Christmas, but I know that it's about to be gone. If religious freedom's such a dire issue, why you dress like a priest in October for fun? Don't let them censor your thoughts. Don't let them make you regret that you talk. Don't let them tell you that nice is the law, trying to make you all righter when nothing is wrong. Yeah, words hurt you, clothes hurt you, memes hurt you, jokes hurt you, we hurt you. Half the time you don't even probably know what hurt you, but you're super mad. Trust, we heard you. You a pawn in a broken system. Are you triggered much? You've been showing symptoms. Y'all are so addicted to being hopeless victims. Y'all can crash a plane and blame the road conditions. And your only sickness is just vision. Makes you scared of choices, but you pro decision. So you march a lot, but never go the distance. Yelling way too loud until no one listens. Always on that blah, blah. Y'all should keep it to yourselves.
Thanks to everybody that block, by the way.
Miss me with that drama. You must think I'm someone else.
You probably feet are standing to the ground, to the ground. You only see that cause it's not around, not around. You know the moon, it wasn't never found, never found. They made up everything, they made up everything. You probably feet are staggered to the ground, to the ground. You only see that cause it's not around, not around. You know they never left the basic clouds, basic clouds. They made up everything, they made up everything. Whoa, I did not believe there is a flat earth. That whole thing look like it is for facts, bro. Why would they tell me the shit is round for? Must be true cause that shit in the textbook. Only when the sun is out it opened my eyes. It ain't coming up and setting up the same time. Then I saw the moon and sun is about the same size. Now I know that what I learned is a pseudoscience. When I throw a bowling ball at a ped, it doesn't roll around and come in my day. So then how the world is supposed to rotate?
Let's get to the stars tonight.
The sun revolves around all our heads. You probably see a thing fall to the ground, to the ground. You only see that cause it's not around, not around. everything. They made up everything. You probably still believing up and down, up and down. I can't explain the fucking middle ground, middle ground. It's gravity, then why the shit so bounce, shit so bounce. They made up everything. They made up everything. Whoa. I seen the pic took from the moon. Was Photoshop real pretty too? The market field was overused. Africa had too many Jews. And I once took everything in faith, like I'm setting monkeys into space. But when a map is open, I can say that it is flat and not a fucking sphere. The stuff you see is really meta now, meta now. You know the world is really not around, not around. You are the realest.
Your favorite keyboard warrior.
Ghetto now. You question everything, don't believe anything. You telling people on Nintendo now, Nintendo now. That gravity was all in
Where we at?
now, Bennett now. The landing moon was shot in and out, in and out. They made up everything since 1983. Whoa. I'm mocked and disrespected, told that I'm gay, 'cause I don't believe the round lie. I'm not gay. Everybody think that you a pedo now, because you say the world is not around, not around. You asking Jesus for a peso now, peso now. You got a penny G, I could use anything. You sucking D for fucking cheddar now, cheddar now. You on the street with all them bottle hounds, bottle hounds. You mixing meth and fruity pebbles now, pebbles now. You didn't do anything, they made up everything. Whoa.
Stop playing in our face, man.
I do not care about your raps, I do not care about this track. I do not care, I guess I am rare. Yes, I hear the trash. Oh, you can't hear it, you must have your ear to the cash. I'm itching a spaz. I do not hack, but yes, I'm still with the mask. Snatch a beat right out the mainstream real quick. Fuck around, yeah, we gon' remix it.
Go to the hardest control in space, dude.
Like Disney, seeing sixes, all these agendas and all these false flags. How many times till it gets familiar? They've multiplied so many times they form in a line to normalize the pedophilia. Half of these rappers, yeah, this shit getting handled. They're gone with one snap of my finger. Yeah, Thanos. Yeah, I see your ice, your shit be shining, but how many of those innocent African children had to die for those diamonds? Huh? Tell me. They wonder why they were living all so divided, with all those rooms in that big ass mansion with the homeless family sitting right outside it. 1,000 bodies died for that outfit, and you ain't cleaning the blood off it. Your favorite celebrities got blood on their hands, Marina Abramovic. Hillary Clinton, she's gonna send out a hit if you leaking those documents. If you a holistic doctor, they gon' pop your toss you secretly off a bridge. Exposing them, smash the internet, cause we don't fuck with no fake shit. Nah, NASA images, yeah, thanking your highnesses, yeah, for paying the sign.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, you kneel for the anthem, huh? But you still play for the Zionists. Damn, yeah, they trying us. They splash subliminals, the Super Bowl, the halftime show. No, that's a ritual. Global warming, climate change. Next year will be a new name with a new tax and a new op and a new fear for a flu strain. Oxitex, the new Dr. Moreau, and they teamed up with the synagogue of Satan. Yeah, I see what you be doing, Q, but I still don't trust the administration. Nope. They drinking adrenochrome straight from a child's throat. You sitting down with that vegan meal, but you still drinking a diet woke. Lady Liberty screaming, covered up.
Crazy out here.
They looking at me like I'm the devil, but I don't see him though. Matt Murdock, all these darker cultists and globalists, the ones causing a mass murder. They try to swerve at me, throw the curve at me. So I had to flat earth them. Listen, boy, I don't care what you say and all the bullshit that he said, she said. All I care is about you waking up. If you don't, you gon' get her him you need that. Let the 5G spread, and you gon' see there's a bunch of pissed off and stressed Americans. Say hi to my friends, they're all domestic terrorists.
Tune in with me.
Like the Suburbans, they watching. Back always swerving the stocking. Back on the merchants are plotting. They map out the earth like a curtain, we locked in. Black the Suburbans, they watching. Back always swerving the stocking. Back on the merchants are plotting. They map out the earth like a curtain, we locked in. 18, 23. Revelation read, nursing get a seed, medicated meme, generate disease. 18, 23. Farmers see the creep, pacing to deceive, illumination leaves, taken by the beast, running around with your head chopped off. I'll shut it down for the feds, the cost, won't dumb it down for the people lost. So sorry, that's your ego soft. Fun around, cause the sky's a clock, won't shut it down unless I get off. Can't gun them down, cause the word my Glock.
Already?
Yeah, we can't be stopped. Like us Suburbans, they watching. Back always swerving and stocking. Back when the merchants are plotting, they map out the earth like a curtain, we locked in. Like the Suburbans, they watching. Back always swerving and stocking. Back when the merchants are plotting, they map out the earth like a curtain, we locked in. 1984. Knocking at the door, should've read George, food supply absorb, wonder what's in store. 1984. Fighting to explore what's beyond the shore. Censorship is war, better bring your sword. Better than veteran, don't wanna let him in. Ain't got a choice but to let him in. I float in the ethers, coming through the speakers. You're talking to sing speaker, but you're not about it. Type of legal confounded with thoughts of profound. To they drown. I wonder what sound is the perturbation, reverberation. I heard the hate, and I swear to fake, and absurd debate when people still in the matrix station, waiting for station to say it, take a debate, or regurgitate it. Like us Suburbans, they watching. Swerving and stocking. Back when the merchants are plotting, they map out the earth like a curtain, we locked in. Like the Suburbans, they watching. Back always swerving and stocking.
Welcome to the show. My name is Proud Flurf, and I'll be your cruise director. Shout out to my host, Sacred. We are not astrophysicists, but we do enjoy the sciences. We don't block, kick, or mute. Everyone has a voice here. We don't take disrespect or racism of any kind, and we will not tolerate disrespect or racism. To my host, Sacred. Welcome to the show. My name is Proud Flurf, and I'll be your cruise director. Shout out to my host, Sacred. We are not astrophysicists, but we do enjoy the sciences. We don't block, kick, or mute. Everyone has a voice here. We don't take disrespect or racism of any kind, and we will not tolerate disrespect or racism of any kind here. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or ad-homs, please grab a mic and say that shit with your chest. If this is your first time tuning in to Flat Earth Fridays, please grab a snack, strap in, and get comfortable. You're in for a long ride. Welcome to the show.
He's heating up! He's on fire!
Hey, is this thing on? How you feeling, Proud?
Feeling 10 times more tapped into the ether tonight.
Vibing with the ether, episode 117. Let's map it out, level heads. Let's take back the sky, level heads. Flat Earth Fridays. We spinning?
I feel like they liked that intro today. I think they was rocking with it tonight. What y'all think, level heads? Do I need to add all those songs to the playlist? Talk to me, talk to me. I think Taylor missed her song in the beginning.
I was rocking. I'm like,
damn, son, where'd you find this?
y'all know that Flat Earth Friday playlist hitting. Let me see who in here tonight, man. See RG. I see Banksy. Mila slid through early. Shane St. Pierre, what up? My boy. Taylor in here. TM in here. OG Ken in here. Playing in truth, my guy. AlanSpaceAudits, what up, Alan? Orwellian early, Phantom early. Seeker, what up? Prometheus, the dude. My man. Dan Blue, I see you. What up, Brock? Leliana. Mrs. Poppins herself. Mr. Ed, what up? Zetetic, my man. Rod 79 in here, playing Blaze in here, Brian. Sweet. Benaya, oh, you know he love them maps. Uh-oh. We in for a doozy, y'all. We got maps in the title. JT, what up? From Boston Bear to Presidente. Black lads, I see you, Barbara Dan. Mr. X, I see you. Hopi. Rusty in here, Clyde in here. Howdy, Bill. Matt Lump, what up? Keon. What up, Keon? Stone, I see you. Luke, I see you. New Perspective, Lynn Fox. What up, Blue? Chaz in here early. Globe Skeptic. My man, Chiller. Shout out to the Flat Earth gang. Still got to get over there to Clubhouse, man. Don't worry, I'm making my way through the ether, y'all. Don't worry. That medium's still connected. Mister, what up? Galatrax. JJJ Bear. Karen, what up? Adam, I see you. Bigo? OG Bigo? Welcome, who else in here, Proud? Hey, we got a full house. Better late than never.
Can y'all hear me? I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Yeah, you sound good. You sound good.
Okay. What's up? We got Donatello in the building. We got 12 other listeners. If you have not grown or gathered the testicular fortitude to come on your main page, good luck, buddy. And if you are hiding in Anonymous because you are afraid that your followers will judge you, bring them over here. Tell them if they have any questions. The experts are all up here. So what's there to be afraid of? Shout out to Frozen Strawman. That's a funny one. Shout out to Casey, Nominal in the building. We got Flat Bob, Raph, Morgan, Cat, JJJ Bear. We got Jack, Biblical, the Iconator, Iceland Will in the building, Joshua Grouper King, Rich P, welcome, Jay Bird. We got Galatrax, Mr. Shaz in the building, CLW, Amphibious, 13 Lou, go to Keck, welcome. I see Lynn in here, Kalai, I see Mr. X, Hoffman, Antonio, Truth Cash, welcome again if you are new here. Hey Adam, we got others popping in. Welcome. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments about the nature of our Earth, feel free to come ask your questions or drop them in that pill at the bottom. To your right, you see a chat bubble with the number of speakers or posts in there. And then to your left, you got the mic button if you want to come request, guys. Yeah, y'all enjoy tonight.
Man, we made that deal with Elon to get the purple pill. He's still crashing the spaces, man. Like, what's happening? Chill off us, bro. Oh, he was good, Elon. Hey, man, last week was a doozy. I'm still recovering from that.
I'll never look at a coconut the same.
Like, what the holla?
Where did y'all hide all the concave earthers? I mean, hollow earthers, concave earth. Concave earthers, y'all have to release the hollow earthers from the basement. Because they ain't saying a word when we was going over concave earth.
That was a very interesting development. Most parts I feel like was fruitful. Others not so much. But that kind of inspired the topic that I wanted to talk about tonight. Some of my lads, some of the level head lads brought it to my attention that pretty much seems like most of the guys may have switched over to concave Earth because of things that they see in the sky. We all know that's how they derive the ground is through the sky. So we thought, why not kind of double back to this topic and revisit some of these observations? See, maybe if we could level out some of these discrepancies that some of the guys from last week had. I think it's gonna be an interesting night.
Hear ye, hear ye. And at some point, if you want to change it to a more physics-based topic, definitely raise your hand, and me could take a intermission if the lads are up for it. I don't know if you want to start bringing some of the guys up here to say good night or hello.
Oh no, the space crash, lads.
I'm gonna remove myself.
Hold on. Let me take the call first. Start glitching me up. Hold on, y'all. Technical difficulties. We got you.
In the arms of the cyborgs.
Okay, let me go fish for Proud real quick. Then we'll start cycling some of the squad up. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Tweet us out, let us know. Let them be at.
Alien did post some NASA propaganda.
Uh-oh.
Some shoes were promoting that the Earth wasn't flat. I would love to hear the logic behind that. I need to add that to the thread.
Oh, speaking of, did you have any polls that we had to review? I feel like you made a poll last week.
I did make a poll. And it was up like today.
We need to remember to go through the polls that we did. We usually go for like a week. And we never double back.
Yeah, it's still not letting me add speakers.
Still?
As co-host.
Alright, hold on one second.
Do you see any requests? Oh, somebody who was hosting earlier, were there issues? Oh, okay, I see JT. No, I can't do it.
Hold on, y'all. Let me swap something real quick and it just start working again. Damn, bro. Glitching up my circuitry.
Ooh, mister, you said it sounds better now. Testing, testing.
Alright, I'm gonna reset y'all. I'll be right back. Maybe that'll help y'all out.
Did I piss Elon off this week? Think.
For technology, but
Whoa, say that again?
Tell
This fossil fuels over here.
old school's where it's at.
They lost it, Brian. They lost that moon technology
Oh.
somewhere in the ether.
See, back in the day, we had post-it notes, and we didn't lose shit like that.
It was like file cabinets of information.
Put a big old note on there, said, Bob, don't record Seinfeld over it. Come on, guys. Stuff like that happens all the time. It's a good thing it never happened to those guys that went to the moon. That'd be weird. Lost communications. Oh, no. Reset.
What was that building that was like deconstructed during the 9/11 attack? Where basically they blew it up or something, but they say it was just debris.
Oh, that'd be Building 7. Yeah,
Okay,
2
that's
planes
where the NASA
knocked down 3 buildings. Yeah.
Being
Yeah, it's weird when stuff gets lost.
and those tapes too. Remember they lost them.
Yeah, they lost all the paperwork when they were looking for $2.3 trillion at the Pentagon, too.
Shout out to
the card
Building 7,
catalogs?
man.
Suicide Watch. Building
Shout out to Alan for his new PFP.
That's dope.
You guys
Thanks.
remember?
Yeah, PFP.
You know, those of us who were old enough to remember card catalogs in your library, right? That's how we found everything. Ironically, I just had a little bit of an epiphany. Google kind of does that to us currently. They're basically the person that puts the card catalog together, and you go and put a query in, and magically things aren't there, but you can find them somewhere else. Yeah, everything gets lost, man. It's just a gatekeeper.
You know, I found out they were using the term firmament up until the 40s in the newspapers and stuff when they were discussing things in the sky. Yeah, thought that was pretty cool to find out.
You mean they were acknowledging a surface in the sky?
There is no way they retain the firmament. Come on, guys, can't say that out loud.
Yeah. Right? It's like a dirty word. Don't say firm. Don't say the whole word. Just say the mint or the firm, and you know.
Ionosphere.
Yo, sacred. Oh, whisper ionosphere again.
You know, like we got magical air that turns soft. Yo, what up, Big O?
Yo, you remember me?
I
changed my name.
Change your name.
Fisher.
Yo, Fish!
Yo, Fish, you sound like a grown man.
Hey, welcome
What
back.
happened to all that bass in your voice, gang?
Yo. So,
oh, man.
A lot's has changed. I got a telescope recently. I mean, I think I miss y'all guys. I mean, this space is amazing for anybody. If you believe in flat Earth, globe Earth, anything, man. Everybody's here to talk. Everybody's here to have fun, bro. And I remember you were so inviting to everybody, and I really appreciate you letting me up. And it's been so long. I really appreciate you, dude.
Bro, let me tell y'all, Fish is one of like the OGs. He was here early on, very young in mind, but very open. And we had a lot of dope conversations. He was very honest and transparent about how he felt about the nature of the reality and just keeping an open mind about certain things. And man, just seeing him come back over here after so long, it's been a while, bro. It's really good for you, Fish.
Yeah, it's, last time we talked was March, so.
That's crazy, man.
But I'm happy to be back, and I hope everybody here has a great night. It's a great place to be on a Friday night, hopefully a Saturday morning. So
that's right.
Hell yeah! Shout out to Fisher, man. It's been a minute. I was gonna say like 6 months since we heard from you.
Right? You sound like a grown man. Look at Fish.
Facts.
Yeah.
I had to shave my mustache recently.
Okay, Fish. That's what's up, man. Man, time go by so crazy. I was just thinking about that earlier. Like, we live moment to moment, man. We gotta just appreciate the times and not like, get too crazy and bicker over the small things, man. We have a lot in common. As long as we keep that first, bro, we can really keep this thing together. Like Fish said, no matter what you believe in, we don't gotta be at each other.
Billions and trillions of planets, and we're here all talking together.
Can't just be a
Man,
coincidence.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, we're all here together.
I like large numbers. Did you guys see that Russia find? God, who was it? Can't remember who they find, but they find somebody a number that doesn't even exist, dude. Like an absurd amount of money. God, it'll come to me. I'll bring it back. But just shout out to shout out to you for bringing up the billions and trillions of planets, because yeah, the numbers just keep getting bigger. But I just want to know how you measured that, bro.
But wait, he did say he got a telescope. Fish, tell us about that. What type of telescope you got?
Okay, so it's not a. I mean, it's a telescope, so it don't really matter what kind it is. But I haven't since where I live, it's been a little cloudy recently. I'm hoping to go to the beach soon and use it. But still, I still believe the Earth is a globe. So hopefully, I can find some new things after a while of coming back. And again, I appreciate y'all having me, but I can't really tell you what kind of telescope it is. It's just a telescope.
Well, we don't care about make and model. We're interested in length and diameter, right?
Ooh.
Or is that also a skill testing question?
Yeah, that's hard for me.
What have you seen through the telescope so far?
What have I seen through the telescope? My neighbor's door.
Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't gotten it. Yeah, no. The day that my mom gave it to me, the days just started getting cloudy. So, I mean, sorry. We were supposed to go to the beach, but hopefully we can do that here soon. I mean, it's just, I think after being talking to y'all all the way back when I was younger, my mind's changed a little bit, but I just think that the world, no matter what shape it is, it's still beautiful, and it's still beautiful to have people on it. And no matter what's outside of it, it's just, I mean, who doesn't want to see stars? Who doesn't want to see those beautiful things outside? And I think no matter what you think, it's okay. I mean, this is open space. No matter what you think, it's always great to talk to somebody, and this is a great space to do it.
Well said, lad.
Yeah, man. Well said, man. Stay inspired. And if you make some cool observations, try to capture them and post them. I love to see, bro.
Oh yeah, I got a phone holder for it too. So I was gonna hop out there tonight, but still too cloudy.
Stone, I couldn't even tell you what kind of telescope I have. Oh, actually, I think it's 30 millimeters. That's the best I could do.
Some dimension is 30 millimeters. It could be a foot in diameter, could be a foot long. We're not sure.
I wanted to make this observation real quick because of Stone's voice in and of itself, and going, what we're really interested in is the length and diameter, right? The way Stone lays it out. Yeah, for clip's sake, Stone. That's somebody's gonna use that and abuse it, brother.
Yeah, that did sound a little phallic. I'll plead guilty to that. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Big O though, man. Hey, it's cool to hear you again, dude. Definitely, like with what Sacred was saying, dude. Stay inspired and just keep chasing it down, dude. Maybe your perspective changes as you start walking down this rabbit hole. But at the end of the day, dude, like your energy and your attitude has always been inspiring. So I mean, just keep doing you, brother. It's good to hear from you. It's been a long time, man.
No, it's great to be here, and it's great to talk to you again. I mean, I could there's no better place to be on a Friday night. So yeah, I mean, it's great to be back, like I said, and just next time you go outside, make sure you look up at the sky and give your world a nice smile, give your world a nice clap, because where we are today is we wouldn't be here without the world. We wouldn't be here without each other. So,
Hey, brother, do you mind if I ask how old you are?
I mean, I don't mind. Sacred, do you mind?
No, yeah, you can tell everybody, bro. You're old enough to be on Twitter.
Yeah, so I'm currently 14 years old. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, you sound very mature for your age. Um, and look, and you will inspire others as you get older. So stick with it, man. I'm proud of you.
My bad, because a little bit of feedback.
No, it's okay. I completely understand. I keep forgetting to turn my mic off. It's been so long since I've been here. But kind of forgot what I was. Oh, so I do have some bad news. I failed 8th grade, so I'm redoing
Oh
it.
my God.
Yeah. I definitely find myself being in more of a situation as less of school smart, less of like these mathematics, and I just genuinely think the world is. I think there's so much more that we should be looking for instead of just following a rule of what the people want us to be like, you know. And I think there's a lot more exploration that is a need, and the best way to start is to start young, and that's what I wanted to do. And I may never figure out why we're here or anything like that, but just to be able to experience these things and see them with my eyes are amazing, and being able to experience it with you guys and having a great time here.
I'd
That's
be more
cool.
interested in
But
figuring out
one
why
second.
you failed.
Yeah,
Go
let me
ahead.
just yeah, 1 second. So I totally understand that, Fish. Just a little feedback. You could just beat your mic real quick. Bad brother. So I totally understand that. I was in the same same boat as you. Not really feeling like I wanted to do school so much. Maybe it didn't have my attention and I didn't find the interest in specific things. But if you are interested in the true nature of our reality and you are questioning things, Fish, the best thing to do is to learn about what they're actually saying about it now. Right? So just think about it like in a way where if I want to really know what's going on, I got to learn what they say is going on so that way I can contend it or not. Right? You don't want to just dismiss it just because it may not be interesting to you. If the interest is truly finding out the truth, you definitely should make sure that you learn what they're actually saying. And, you should challenge yourself because what life is all about, right? What I learned, and some people may have a different answer, but at least for me, is being able to excel doing things that you don't want to do, right? Finding the truth is not, it's simple if you have an open mind, but it's not easy. So you're going to have to learn to go through things that you don't want to do. So school might be one of them, but it has the benefit of finding out exactly what they're saying is going on with, the reality that they're portraying. So that way you can make the best educated decision. So I don't want you to look at it like I don't want to go to school because I want to find truth over this way. You should definitely want to continue to find success, do the things that you don't want to do, to A, challenge yourself, and B, be able to make the best educated decision. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I do have good news. I'm not failing a single class this year. My grades have been great. I figured that, even if I don't want to do it, it still has to be done. And in the end, it's going to be all worth it, And you work towards the things that you want the most. And I wanna succeed. I wanna find things, and I wanna figure out everything. There's so many mysteries, and I mean, the world is so beautiful. Space is so beautiful. Um, and it's just a crazy thing why we're here. You look up in the sky and you don't always think, oh, we're on a giant floating rock, depending on what you believe. But from what I see is it's what I see is it's beautiful, you know, and I think everybody should, and I think everybody should be able to experience something like this, and it's a nice thing to see, but sadly, probably our great grandkids will never be able to see stars because of light pollution, and that's gonna be a sad day, you know, and it's hard to think about that, but I don't even know what I'm saying at this point.
Well, I'm glad you can see at least some of the bigger picture. Make sure to mute up there again. Good. And I'm happy you're getting better grades now. That strikes a lot of questions off my list about, you know, what your reading level might be like now. So because you can see that that's a direct factor to how fast you can learn something. And I'm glad that you're seeing some of the bigger picture. I can actually give you personal experience with a buddy of mine I met when I entered grade 7. And I met him in that year because up until then, he was a year ahead of me. He actually failed grade 7. And then we also went through high school together. And I was never really good friends with the guy, but he's always in my classes. And eventually, towards graduation, other circles brought us closer together. And it turns out this guy, by the time he hits grades 11 and 12, he's at the front of the class, essentially, when it comes to things like algebra and trigonometry and what have you in mathematics. So what we find is that the problem is, how do you define normalcy in a public school system where nobody's paying attention in the first place? And what we actually need to see when it comes to the bigger picture is that the human brain, one to the next, they all develop at a different rate. It's never been more clearly documented, but you need to embrace that. And I like that you're saying, all right, it's going to be worth it in the end. And you're right. It is going to be worth it, because you will at least be up to what people in the real world, in the work world, in the career world, in the whatever world to be productive world, consider to be a benchmark, the first benchmark, consideration for how to get hired for something or permitted. So see that as an end goal, even if most of the information you're exposing yourself to and regurgitating is functionally purposeless when it comes to the rest of your life. What you're going to find out, and it took me an additional 4 years, is that they're not actually teaching you material in all these different subjects for the purpose of learning all this material. What they're actually doing is teaching you how to learn. The skill you're building here isn't knowledge. It's knowledge acquisition, development, manipulation in the third phase, that you can take in information and then learn how it's going to affect your life, and then learn how to use that information and build your own personal skill base. And I think that's part of why some people are fairly impressed when they listen to me talk about this particular background or that piece of science or that piece of mathematics or that piece of engineering or electronics or programming or whatever it's going to be. They find when they talk to me that I see them all integrated seamlessly in my life, and that it came from the one thing that I got out of school in any particular measure. And that was that I had the ability to learn. So since getting out of school, so many other things have come into being. Like, let's just say SolidWorks. It's a 3D graphics manipulation program where you can design real things in physical space. And for example, build things that you want to set up on your 3D printer, things that you need around your house to fill gaps, and things that you can't buy in the store, things that have to fit exactly right. You have that ability because you learned how to learn. You found out what skills you really wanted to learn, needed to learn, were going to be useful in your life, and then just went and learned them. So see the bigger picture all the way through. And I think your grades are going to be as good or better than they are now for the rest of your high school experience.
That's a lot of stuff to take in, and I really appreciate you. And you know, wow. But yeah, no, I don't even know. Wait.
No, take your time, digest all that. I don't need a reaction. I don't need a response. I don't need acknowledgement. I just need to know that you're understanding what I'm saying and how you can apply that and benefit from it.
No, I appreciate you, man. And it's a lot to take in, but it's a good lot to take in. So
He's basically saying, fish, they learn how to learn, so that way you can use that to be successful. You know, not about what you're actually taking in; it's learn how to keep it and retain that, so that way you can apply it. I think someone else. Shout out to
That's a
Fish for
pretty
pulling
big
up,
fan
man.
there, Shane.
Yeah, I was going to chime in if you can hear me.
Yeah. And
Sure can, El Presidente.
1 second, real quick, JT. Proud. Can we get a mic check? Make sure you're good.
Mic check, mic check.
All right. Proud's there. Go ahead, JT. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah,
Then we got
yeah, I
some
was
mics
gonna,
too, so we're gonna rotate some in a second. But go ahead, JT. Good to see you, brother.
absolutely. I was gonna say, Fish, I remember you, man. I was just rolling in, I heard you a couple times. I was kind of newer to the space. And I recognize that you have an amazing connection with your mom. Like I remember you specifically because it's like you take care of your mom and your mom takes care of you and y'all have a dynamic. And what you got going for you is emotional intelligent. You're well spoken. Keep that up. Just keep being true to yourself. Keep your uniqueness because the world has a way of trying to crush you down. But yeah, just keep connecting with the others. And you're a guy that you pursue peace and love, even when people have differences like flat Earth versus globe Earth or any kind of difference. You're a lot like me, where you don't want that to divide you. You want to still come together and meet with people where they're at. So I shot you a friend's request or whatever it's called, because I want to send you some videos of my friend Joe Hanvey. He has crazy telescopes, like insane telescopes. He's been doing that for 14 years. If you ever needed any kind of help, let me know. He's always quick to jump on Zoom, but just watching his links, because he's exploring this realm too. He loves the creator. That's all I got, man.
yeah, send me his stuff. I would love to learn about more of that. And maybe I can meet him and use his telescopes. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure.
Taylor, you can jump in.
Stuff I would love to learn.
Yeah, I would say just real quick, just being safe, right? I would ask if you're gonna send anything to Fish to please keep it public. Just to protect the community. Go ahead,
Oh,
Taylor.
absolutely.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, you remind me so much of my partner. He was like failing middle school and high school, and like he had so much potential. Like he was so smart too, and yeah, like he just wasn't applying himself. He basically just be like getting high, drinking before class and stuff like that. And in high school, like that's kind of how we met. We had a similar friend group like that. I was pretty bad in high school too. But yeah, like so he was just totally off track. And then I told him, I said, you have so much potential. Like, you should definitely apply that potential. And then he actually started applying it. And then the question I asked him, which I'd like to ask you, is just if you could do anything in the world, what would it be? And he responded that he would be a surgeon. And then he actually started applying himself. Okay, like if you that's what you want to do, then apply yourself to that. So I told him, like, do whatever you want to do. You can do anything you want. Just apply yourself. But yeah, then he started getting like straight A's and he's in medical school. He's doing wonderful. He actually just made 100 on his medical school exam today. So it's awesome. I'm telling you, if you would actually apply yourself, I'm telling you, because I can tell you're really smart. So just make sure you're applying your knowledge. And then I just wanted to quickly ask you, if you could do anything in the world, what would you do?
Fly, for sure. Personally, like do it myself. And I wanted to be in the Air Force. I wanted to be in the Marines, and I want to pursue that, and that's what I want to go towards. And I want to fly, but really high. I want to go to measures that nobody could imagine. I want to go to places that nobody could even see. you know. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
become a
fish.
pilot. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like, about the Air Force and military. I would steer away from that personally, but I would say, yeah, go become a pilot. Like, think about every day when you're doing your schoolwork, how it's gonna apply to you becoming a pilot and doing whatever you want to do and following your dreams.
Yeah, the other thing too is like being able to know that you could deal with quote unquote failure and not letting that affect you. You know, being able to say, okay, I've been through this situation before. It's not gonna hold me back. I can keep going. So that way, the next time you felt you're met with some type of contention in life, you know that you've been there before. You can work your way through it. Just with effort. You know, that's one that outworks. You know, the work usually comes out on top. So keep that in mind, fish. I think it was Orwellian then. Oh no, I think Brian and then Orwellian. My bad.
No, I think Orwellian and actually, I think Hybrid and Orwellian were up first.
Okay, appreciate you, bro. Wellian.
What up? What up? What's going on, Levelheads? Yeah, man. I'm excited for episode 117 mapped out, man. But I'm also stoked to hear from Fish again, bro. So when you told us how old you were, you're the same age as my oldest, right? And he kind of went through and is making his way out of what you went through too, man. He didn't really want to fit in the box they were trying to put him in. Lost a lot of interest in, I mean, most of it. Ironically, he was terrible at math and is excelling at math, is doing very well in algebra. But it's because he, in his own words, actually, he kind of thought the rest of it was bullshit. Like he can read, he can write, he can spell, right? Grammar, English, he can read, he can do the things that he thinks he needs to function in this world, but he recognized that a lot of the other stuff was BS. And just just to throw this out here, he is kind of on the other side of the spectrum from you, and it has nothing to do with me. He finds himself more flat earth than anything else, and actually TikTok did that for him. He's been coming to me with questions for like 2 years. So I won't spend a lot of time on that, man. I just I just wanted to throw that contrast out there. Like people come to their conclusions, um, depending on how they're influenced. I did not necessarily influence him on that at all, but he is around often now on the weekends when I do Flat Earth Fridays. He thinks this thing's dope. He's not around right now, or dude, I would let you guys have a conversation, honestly, because I think you guys would find a lot of common ground. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? We got to find some common ground. We got to we got to understand that we may disagree on some things, but we need to maintain, I don't know, our ability to be cordial with one another and recognize that that we're human, that we're not in a war. Like, it's crazy. But I'm not going to go too much longer on that, man. I just shout out to you again, Fish. I appreciate it. Shout out to the Levelheads, man. 117, bro. 117. 117 episodes smooth. Let's go. Let's get it. Love you guys.
Yeah, you gotta definitely let me talk to your oldest, and I think being able to talk to somebody who is the same age range as me and who has a different opinion than me is a great place to start. And being able to talk to somebody who I can genuinely connect with would be great. So I followed you back. If you have any time, I would love to speak to him.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm in here every Friday. Hey, Fish, mute up real quick so we don't get that feedback. Fish, mute up, mute up.
I am muted.
Oh, okay, it's glitching on my end. My bad, brother. So I have them every other weekend, bro. So I got them next weekend. I got them like every other Flat Earth Friday. If you have time, depending on when they kick it off next week, maybe we can make something happen. Otherwise, like, you follow me back, I can hit you in the DMs too, and maybe we can work something out. But yeah, I think that would be interesting, man. Seeing as you guys come from different sides of the fence on that, see kind of what I don't know, man, what you guys view the same as opposed to what you view that's different. I think it'd be interesting. But again, bro, I appreciate you coming back in here, dude. It's always cool to talk to you. I'm gonna land this plane, drop down to listener. I got some stuff going on here. But I'm excited for this episode, man. Let's get it cracking. I love you guys.
Shout out to the Ethermobile. Later, Orwellian. Have a good night, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Alan.
Orwellian, my boy. I think we have Sweet up next.
What's up, guys? 117, man. Here you guys are doing some maps. What's up? I hear all these globies asking about maps in my timeline. I'm sure you got lots of requests to come up here from globies to talk about this, right? Because they're all about.
Do they? Where'd you find them? I was looking for them.
I'm sure they're there.
I see like 2 people. I don't know if they're globe earthers. I don't know.
If you're a globe earther, let us know because we definitely want to hear from you too.
It's this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, we're gonna let them up. We're gonna rotate some mics after everybody gets a chance to say what's up.
Yeah.
So don't go anywhere, guys. We're not ignoring you. We definitely see you.
It's gonna be awesome, man. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah. That's all I've been seeing all week is where's your map? Where's your map? Where's your map? Where's your map? Where's your map?
If anyone has a parrot, please teach them how to say that.
Oh, you must talk to Polly or whatever. Polly Piper.
Telling you, man. Oh man, but as far as fish there, man, you can bounce back, man. Just gotta want it.
Believe it. Can I make a request to have somebody up?
Who you got down there, Fish?
Okay, so this person dodged my space when I asked them about flat earth. So let me Hopeful Honeybee, Hopi 90.
Oh yeah, bees.
Hope you get called out.
Why'd you dodge my space?
The fish looking for the honeybee.
No way.
I'm fucking crying, Alan.
I couldn't be more flat earth, man. It's crazy.
That was the last name I expected.
Dude, out of all the names,
I've never met that person, so this will be a new
dude,
song.
you're in for a treat.
This is like,
What's happening? What happened?
Say hopeful honeybee.
Hey, Hopi.
You fighting?
Yo.
Fish said he was looking for you.
There you are.
Hello.
Me up.
Why? What happened?
I don't know.
Okay, so you joined a space about flat Earth today, and I asked you about your opinion on flat Earth, and you just flat out left me. So,
Bro, what? Oh, I don't know. I just popped in and then I was like, oh, I don't know these people. And I bounced. Nothing personal. So sorry. Oh man, I feel bad. I'm sorry.
Please talk to me. That's funny as.
No, I was just in a space, and a few people popped by, but nobody really came up. And
Hold on, Fish, what was your question though?
My question was, what's your opinion on flat Earth, and why didn't you come up? Like, I mean, you were the first person to come to my space who had a globe denying or flat Earth kind of thing, and that was the first thing that I wanted to talk about after coming back from so long. And Sacred, ask anybody I was in a space with. I was asking everybody where your space is at and when you were gonna start it, because this is the first time I've been back on X in a long time. So.
Oh, bro, I feel so bad. Oh my God, I didn't even hear that. Dude, hey, you know what? Actually, I think about it. Look, I pop into spaces sometimes at work, right? And like, I just have my headphones turned down sometimes because there's people talking with me and stuff. So you may have been talking with me and I may have missed it. I'm so sorry. I can give you my opinion on flat Earth though.
Yeah, please.
Well, from what I understand, basically we don't live on a globe. There's no curvature noted anywhere. You can check planar surveys. Everything shows that it measures flat. So there's that. And honestly, I don't get into all the science stuff, the magic of all that. I don't know. A lot of that turns into pseudoscience, so I just kind of, it's not my thing. I just stick with the main observations. You can see way too far. And I mean, look, we know that the atmos, right? The atmos affects our vision, so we can only see so far, right? But then when you bring something back in with a camera, it's kind of like, oh, wait, that was supposed to be over the curve, right? So it's just interesting to me when you see all those types of different observational examples. And me also, I'm faith oriented. I've always been faith oriented. My dad was a pastor, right? So I grew up kind of in a biblical frame of mind. And of course, I strayed from that, right? But then flat Earth kind of, my husband, I actually was a space nerd. I loved NASA. I loved all the cool pictures. I thought they were pictures, dude. Thought they were really pictures. Anyway, yeah, my hubby. So COVID, all the BS from COVID happened, and then I thought I had ended. I came to the end of the tunnel of the conspiracy theories. I was like, well, I guess this is it. I'm bored now. My husband asked me, well, have you seen the astronauts on harnesses? Which is another point, you know. I mean, why would they need to do that, right? If it's really going on, if it's really real. I mean, and I think about it. I realized just this year that, you know, what was the budget for that one movie, Gravity, with Sandra Bullock? I think it was like $100 million, right? And then I'm realizing, like, whoa, wait, so NASA gets that in 2 days? Oh, well, then it's totally possible. I mean, man, and if you've ever seen the movie, what was that movie, hon? Inception. He already knew. See, you guys, marriage is amazing. It's so wild. He knows my brain. Anyway, Inception, dude, the whole hotel, like, what was that? A hotel where they were at? Yeah, that hotel scene. I'm all, space is fake and gay. These people are actors. Uh, everything refutes it, you know? So I don't know. Biblically, it makes sense. Observably, it makes sense. And methodically, it makes sense. So that's just my take on it. But anyway.
The day I become a pilot, I'm asking you to come in my plane.
Oh, bro, I love that. So for my anniversary, or I'm sorry, my honeymoon, we went to Port Aransas outside of Corpus Christi, Texas, and we went flying up in a World War II biplane, no top on that mother effer, right? And I asked the pilot to do the craziest shit he could, and man, we were doing loops and circles and all kinds of crazy crap. It was awesome, coolest thing ever. No roller coaster will ever match that.
Have you flown any flight simulators? Have you gotten started on your path? Fish?
Me?
No, Fish wants to be a pilot. Nice. What flight simulators have you got?
Yikes.
I think we just encouraged them in this space, maybe.
Well, if you haven't, then that's obviously the next direction to go, man. They're pretty cheap and they're extremely detailed. They give you a good basis for feeling about the physics and the things you're going to encounter in the cockpit, regarding settings and levers and buttons and gauges. Just for starters, what things are going to look like out the window when you're actually doing the right thing or the wrong thing, and you get to learn about the functions of autopilot. It's excellent. I thoroughly recommend you get a hold of some kind of decent flight simulator software like pronto.
How much?
And then you're
would
also
you
going to get
say-
into the hardware that you can buy for it. You can get yoke pedals, or actually, they're not yoke, but they're rudder pedals. But even more importantly, flying a yoke. They're pretty cheap too.
What would you say the price is? Because
If I was going to be saying, hey, you're 14 and you don't have hundreds of dollars for all this, I might suggest you look up some torrents to find some hacked software. But I didn't officially recommend that.
Allegedly is what you would do if that were, a viable thing to do and you were okay with that kind of activity, which we definitely don't endorse and we're not
Yeah,
recommending.
like I wouldn't host a live stream to give you
Openly
instructions on
endorse
said
it?
thing, but you can do that,
But Pirate Bay is a good place to not get started. Yeah. And also do reviews. Check out flight simulator software review websites and get a grip on which one you should have your eyes on in the first place. You'll find that one or two of them are free.
yeah, that sounds amazing. The closest I've ever got is to being on VR. So, I think when I say I want to fly, obviously the place to start would be flying in just a regular plane, but I hope to get this point, but I want to see the things that nobody else will imagine to see until I see it. I want to be the first one to go beyond what we believe. And I want to see things for what they are, and I want to see things like nobody else could imagine. I want to think the unthinkable. I want to see the unseeable. And
like beyond the ice wall.
no, beyond what do you guys call the dome?
The firmament.
Yeah, beyond the firmament. There you go.
Go look up Operation Fishbowl. All the high altitude nukes.
I want to go beyond like our solar system.
But you want to go up, so you don't want to go out.
If you're going to be doing any of that, you got to get certified and certified and certified and certified in so many things. And one of them is flight school. And the day you walk in there, if you present them with your own logbook of stuff you've done in virtual, like say you got 200 flight hours at these airports using these craft under these instrument conditions and these failure conditions and these atmospheric conditions, these times of day and night, you're going to get a proper seat in the class, if you know what I mean. And you're going to be doing far better in the exams if you got all that under your belt long before you show up for flight school.
Yeah, if it's like that book work doesn't get any easier. That's why we're saying start now to start challenging yourself against things that you feel like you may struggle with or you may not want to do. Just go at it head on and become the best at it. Improve your work ethic. Hey, do we have the values of how many people been to low Earth orbit and how many people, quote unquote, been to outer space? Do we have those values available? It's like a few hundred that went to outer space, quote unquote.
I think you're still in the 30s or 40s when it comes to people who've actually supposedly headed towards the moon, that kind of thing. Like it's still just in the few tens of people.
So not even 50 people. That's crazy, man.
Can I ask you, what is the firmament made out of?
Hey, real quick, do you guys care if I jump down and then you guys bring me back up? I'm having audio issues.
Yeah, you go ahead, B.
Yeah,
well, isn't that the $64,000 question, eh, Big?
Yeah, we would say like some type of fluid-like medium that may consist of different density levels. So maybe some type of density gradient within this fluid-like medium. Not really sure what that fluid is exactly. Haven't been that high yet.
Just want to let you know, as of now, it says 24 people have left Earth's low orbit Okay, I guess that's like low Earth orbit or whatever. Only 24 people.
24 people left low Earth orbit. Now, fish want to go past that. I'm not saying it's not possible, right? Anything is possible, but 24. Why is that number so low?
And this is crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna keep reading. It says, all of whom are astronauts from the United States. This group includes individuals who traveled to the moon during the Apollo missions, right? And 3 astronauts. And then it says making this journey twice. I guess those 3 did it twice. Notably, no cosmonauts or other national astronauts have ventured beyond low Earth orbit in crewed missions. Wow. 24, and they're all from what, NASA? That's
And we know
crazy.
how reliable they are.
Check their Masonic membership cards.
Yeah, they were all
That's what I was
Masons.
gonna say.
Like, why? And why, like, if it's so easy, like, have they, like, faked anything, you know?
Dude, you gotta trust them Masonic devil worshippers who claim to look back in time with those atheists who claim to be able to look back in time. Those are notoriously trustworthy, I heard.
I wanted to ask him about what I just read. Like, was it Bigo? I want to ask you, like, what do you think about that? That only 24 people, all of which are from NASA, are the only ones to leave low Earth orbit.
All I gotta say is I'm gonna be the first out of the solar system. So,
Let's
And I
give
have a
fish some.
question.
It
Let's
doesn't.
give fish some context. How many people do they claim to be just alive right now? Let alone from back in the 60s when we started going to space. We're talking about billions of people, and only 24. Well, go ahead. My bad.
I was just gonna ask him, like, if you found out that the Earth matched up with the biblical model, and like there was a firmament that we couldn't escape, like, what would you think? I'm just curious.
The first person I'm talking to is sacred. I'm gonna say you were right, and that's where it goes. But until then, I don't know. You know, I mean, opinions are different. Everything's different. But until one of us is proven, then it goes from there. You know, I don't really have much to say on it.
That's
Only
true, right?
6
Because
people.
definitely.
I
Say
just
it
want
again,
to say
bro.
only 6 of those people are alive right now. Sorry.
Oh, only 6 are alive.
That actually left low Earth orbit. Yes, only 6 people in the world,
And one of them is Buzz freaking Aldrin, if you can believe that.
allegedly.
So fish. So all right. Again, for all of our younger audience, fish knows this. We always say, don't believe anything that we say. Go talk to your parents about some of the things we talked about, and have that open discussion. This is all information that can be verified and searchable. At least the claims that are being made. But anyway, fish. Do you think, or is it your opinion that it would be easy to keep a secret or manipulate the truth between 25 to 30?
What do you? I don't really know what you mean.
Can 25 people keep a secret from the world?
Can 25 people? Yep. I mean, millions can, but that doesn't mean it is. Just because, I mean, you look at the world a lot different than I look at it, but maybe some of the people that lie, but some of the people that I know lie. Everybody lies, and you know, it's a thing. I mean, it's lying's not great, but I just don't think that we would lie about that. I just don't see why that would make sense to lie about. And not only that, I just don't think that we haven't made it out. I mean, the reason the number's so low is because it is hard to make shit that can go into space, I mean, that's a lot of money, a lot of water.
Big. Why would they lie? Are you serious? $60+ million every single day of the year. Why would they lie? You cannot be serious. It's one of the biggest money laundering operations ever to take place.
So, Fish, that's basically the daily amount of money that NASA specifically makes. If you break down their budget,
That's why I was saying like that movie was $100,000 or $100 million budget. They make that in 2 days.
Now, I will say that the globe earthers will say, "Oh, that's just a fraction of the whole budget." I don't know if that makes it any better.
Hey, Stone.
Voluntary federal tax.
Isn't it also true that everything that they make, they get to patent, and then they sell those, or they lease those patents out to corporations to make products that they sell to us, and then we don't get anything from it, even though we, pay them with the $60 million a day? You said, Sacred?
Now, doesn't that sound like something only your government would do to you?
That's really tight that they just like straight up cop that, tax from us. And then they turn around and use their profits from that to make stuff to sell us every year. That's tight.
Well, dude, interestingly, there's a precedent because the CDC works the same way. Like, they'll take your tax money to fund bio research to make the weapons that they'll then infect you with before they sell you the cure, for which they also have the patent. But the patent that they sell that they got with your money, they'll actually privateer, and they get all the profit to put in their pocket, even though it was funded by the taxpayer money. So it's like, oh, a whole big circle jerk. Anyway.
Yeah, that's $60 million a day. That's your money going to NASA, right?
Well, you don't think it's take all your money and make stuff and then sell it back to you? Hey, I got some news. That's why I forgot the last time I was speaking. I forgot about it. Taylor got a new theodolite.
Did she find the curvature function? Can you tell me if there's a function in there?
Yeah, where's the curve button?
Curve?
Well, she's getting one. She's getting one.
Shane, didn't you once describe a theodolite as a magical device that somehow measures curvature because there's a little demon inside of it?
Yep. Before I knew that it was an actual demon, I was speculating as to what I thought the cause was. Whenever Globers tried to find curvature, they could manufacture it only with this single device. I was like, whoa, what is in there? How does that work exactly? How does it only ever come from, when I look, it doesn't, but it's interesting. And then you read Samuel Rowbotham's book, and he actually called it way back when he was looking out over the horizon, and he was talking about surveyors and stuff. And he was like, they're manufacturing Earth curve on the bottom of the optics, essentially. And it's like, oh, he means that it's an optical effect from this dude called it out way before, and he was making fun of all the surveyors who were looking out to the horizon to find curvature, and he was like, no, it's through the bottom of the lens. So yeah, sort of the same argument, I think.
She's gonna prove it. She's getting one.
I mean, the manuals and the PDFs for them speak of the curvature function and how it's automatic, and they also have a refraction function that's also automatic. And when you look into refraction, it has to do with the bending arcing of a light ray, which is 7/6R, comporting with the literal curvature of the so-called Earth. So they're bending light rays right over that refracted horizon from the beginning based on the definitions of the thing, not to mention the onboard tools. So I'm just curious, as a real person that we know and trust, if you could take a look at those features and see if they're real.
Could be a gremlin. You never know.
I mean, I'm banking on demons still, right? Money goes either way.
Hey, I've got a question. For Big O.
Oh, it looked like he dropped.
Oh, look, what's he running for? What are you running for? No.
Now you have to go to a different space and tell everyone about the tragedy of this space.
Oh, no, he had said he wanted to go past the solar system, right?
Yeah, I didn't have the heart to tell him there's no place to go.
Man, I was gonna say, how do you
Man.
plan to do that if the universe is always expanding?
It turns out there's literally nowhere for you to go. But if you have that hopeful, like, spiritual attitude, you could look at it differently and kind of turn it inward instead of trying to get out and be by yourself in a vacuum of endless nothing. You could focus on being, here collectively with other people who are divinely inspired and connected to you, right? That could be a different goal. You just got to adjust it from way out there to in here.
Well, who knows? Maybe the reciprocal might happen. He might get educated, figure out there's two directions, and actually go deeper than 8 miles.
Well, so about that edumacated thing, right? Like once you go through the system, it kind of, looking back, school is literally prison. There's a whole bunch of parallels to prison, down to the buses. You got uniforms, you got food, cafeteria, bells, 9 to 5. You got literal like training. And looking back, all it trained you to do was to shut up and follow orders and be quiet during belts. And then you're like, oh man, that's what prison is. And then you're like, oh my God, it's exactly the same thing. And then you're kind of sad about it. But so maybe failing the 8th grade, I guess, wasn't the worst thing. In retrospect, I think everyone should homeschool their kids anyway. So
I was just gonna tell them something real quick. Okay, so while you're at school, I think it's really important to question everything.
Why
Because
you
this is actually
running?
what me? What happened?
No, not you. Sorry.
What? All right.
What happened? I don't know what happened. Are you still gagging on Hope?
Are we still addressing him?
He bounced. He left.
What happened?
I don't know. I was getting ready to ask him a question, and he bounced. He did the same thing that he claimed I did to him.
The cycle continues.
The poor kid, man.
It's a true Ouroboros situation.
Damn, I don't even see him. Come back, Fish.
Great skedaddled.
So funny.
Okay, so does that mean I can go back down to a listener now?
I guess. I think
Post
that it
your
was a
comment in the side chat, if anything. Maybe he'll stumble
Bet.
across it.
All right. Bye, guys. Love you all. It's been fun. It's always fun. I'm going to be here chilling.
See you, B.
I definitely want to make sure that Andrew and Hybrid get to talk. Iceland came up. We got RG. I think Brian got to go, and I'm not sure if Taylor wanted to chime in on something else. But we do have a couple requests, so we're gonna rotate. And then I think we got a Prezi tonight, a Shame Prezi. So yeah, let's who you think? Who wanted to chime in before we get to the hands?
I think it was Taylor, but Fish left already, so I don't know if Taylor wanted to finish or we can slide over to Andrew.
I know Hybrid has a hand up first.
Was it Hybrid?
Yeah. It was before me.
Did you want to finish your thought, or you want to wait to see if Fish pop back over here?
No, I'm good. I was just gonna tell him to question everything because that's actually what led me to doing research.
Back. Fish has demonstrated having an open mind, so that's why we have a lot of faith in him. Shout out to the young thinkers. What's up, Hybrid? Welcome to Flat Earth Fridays, man.
I cannot hear him.
Mic check, Hybrid.
We can't hear you, Hybrid. Nope, can't hear you. Try fixing your mic.
Check your audio input path there, Hybrid.
Disconnect from NASA's satellites.
Yeah, down he goes.
Let's see if Andrew wants to go, and then when he comes back, he can take Andrew's spot.
Awesome. Got better luck with Andrew. Andrew, what up? Can you hear me? Not
Here,
really.
turn it up, man. Turn it up.
Hold on, let me do something.
Yeah, that's contact.
Better?
Kind of choppy. Get that mic where it should be.
It's Attack of the Mics tonight?
Yeah, is this still bad?
No, that's better.
Okay. Yeah, it's awesome. I haven't been on forever. I've been hyper focused on financials, learning the games of investing and trying to live as a sovereign in the United States instead of as a citizen. But I saw you guys on YouTube on TV, so I popped on because I've been super busy and I haven't listened in a while. And someone said something about Elon, and I just need to know what you guys were doing with Elon on here. Oh, Elon definitely dropping some little nuggets that you just gotta read between the lines. Of course, he's pushing space, but I mean, some of the things that he be saying up here, and some of the people around him, be leading to the notion that this place ain't what it seemed to be. That's just my take. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so I'm in an investment group, and obviously Tesla is one of the top investment strategies because it's disruptive technology. Like it's going to take over a lot of markets. It is what it is. But I'm always trolling in the chat about Elon because I'm one of the few true earthers in there, and I just want to keep up with what you guys have going on in here. For all I know, he's coming in the spaces, so that's cool. Oh yeah, Levelhead's gonna make it on a mic with Elon one of these days. Gonna happen. Like awesome. 2 degrees separation away. Is there anything specific that he's posted recently you can think of?
Oh, he's totally focused on the election right now.
All right, cool. Thank you. I'll drop down. It was nice to hear from you guys again. It's the first place I got to talk openly about all this, so I appreciate it.
Cool, man.
No doubt. We should create a thread of all the tweets that Elon seemed to be hitting towards Flat Earth. Do we have some of those, Proud? I feel like we had some of those. There was a poll that he had posted a couple years ago, actually. I just tweeted about.
That was like 2018.
Yes, 2018, he had tweeted the Earth flat, hollow, or flat and hollow.
He did not include globe in the options.
Right. He tweeted out the world is flattishly round. And it's definitely real because it looks fake. Right. He also tweeted out flatulence Earth. I don't know, weird shit.
Yeah, he has an obsession with Uranus. He jokes about it a lot. I think he likes to hint, just to like toy with people. A lot of people wonder, what is Starlink if Elon believes in a globe? I personally think it's it's literally like communication for him. It's a way for him to map out the land that we consider known, and it actually benefits him on behalf of X, which I think is low-key a social hub. Like, I think he created or bought X so that he could use this social media platform of everybody's random thoughts to help his AI Neuralink system. I really think Elon is using us to mold his technology better. I don't know if you've seen any of those Tesla robots that he's trying to reduce or like release at a certain point in time. They're supposed to be able to walk your dog and make you coffee in the morning. The most recent spacewalk that he had with the people getting out the capsule incorporated like the new technology in his spacesuits. It's supposed to be like robotic. I don't know. He's making advancements. He's
Wait,
definitely the
that's how
guy.
they was explaining those movements when the dude was moving like the
Right. It's not like you have free reign.
Home Alone shadow.
Facts. It's not free reign movement. It's like they advertise it as robotic, like controlled movement.
Hold on. So, genius or frontman?
I don't know,
I
man.
think he is a genius because he knows how to play both sides. I think in today's standard of power in society, going to space has to be the top most powerful people. Only the top most powerful people have been to space. So he has that ranking, quote unquote, title. I think he knows how to get his name into like conversations. That's why he bought Twitter, a public hub. I think he's playing the game smart. He knows too much, and they gave him space to shut him up. So he's playing the role of pushing the boundaries as much as he can. Should we trust him? I don't think so, but I think he knows what he's doing, basically.
That one piece of marketing you laid down just kind of weirded me out with. It's like the robot. Oh, it's great. He can walk your dog for you. Well, you got a consumer like that. I don't think you need the robot. I think you need to not buy the dog in the first place. I mean, why did you buy him if you weren't going to be the one walking him? It's kind of weird. Do you have a pet? No, my robot has a pet. I have my robot walk my dog. So essentially the pet belongs to the robot.
Yeah, but you're not thinking about it as like the angle of all the sad old ladies who feel bad that they can't walk their dog when they're at bingo. So they're just going to set their robot to walk them that 1 hour during the day. Like that's what's going to get the people's heartstrings. Like, oh, remember when you're at work and your dog is sad and lonely, you could play fetch with them? Like that's where they want to get you in your wallet.
Yeah, that's mentally broken.
You're going to be able to have your car drop you off and go park, and then come pick you up and bring you to work, and then go do Uber rides for you and make you money while you're at work, and then come back and pick you up from work. And the cars are going to be like $25,000 at some point. Like he's reducing the cost of the builds ridiculously. So I don't know. There's definitely going to be a ton of money moving towards his companies in the near future.
Your Tesla can definitely drop you off already and pick you up. And then you can just like make it go self park.
I'm more concerned with the Tesla he put in space, where he said that he didn't space proof it or do anything to prepare it to go to space. Yeah, he took the rear view mirror off. Why you took out the rear view mirror, Elon?
What kind of air you got in those tires, man? Is that the nitrogen or helium? What would nitrogen, helium? What's going on with the air in the? What kind of rubber is that, man? Holding the pressure? I don't know, man. But yeah, it
Tesla
looks.
grade.
It's so fake. It's real or something. I don't know. Whatever. You know, it's up there. Trust me, bro.
Did you guys see the DITRH video where he was showing that it looked like the clouds were glitching, like it was a hologram?
At the end of the video, the clouds were glitching.
Yeah, as the rocket was getting close, like dropping down. I mean, the whole thing looks like a cartoon to me, but I was waiting for the heavy hitters to investigate. What's her face? Karen B. Karen B was quick to show that there was people filming, and you could see other people's phones held up in front of them, and there was nothing in the video, but
Oh,
you
is that
could see you could see a rocket.
that when he hit the rocket?
The video you're watching. Yep. But then Dave Weiss posted I mean, it really looks like CGI, like live CGI. I mean, if you've ever looked into no planes in 9/11, then we know that it's possible.
You could actually go and see it for yourself.
Oh my goodness. It's fake, Gary. Get over it.
I've seen
Like,
a
it's
rocket launch
definitely
before.
fake. Whether it was like a model, like, how do I explain it? Something could have landed, but it's not a gajillion ton pound giant rocket that definitely went to space. But all of the videos that I've seen look like a cartoon, and no one
There
can
we
get
go.
close to it. And they always have to show a group full of people that are emotional to like tug on everyone's heartstrings that are watching it.
So you could go and watch it yourself.
Can you hear me, Gary?
Okay, Gary, now just chill out. Lots of people have been waiting for a mic. You just showed up. Let's have some manners, please.
I was given the mic and I asked a question. What the hell are
As
you
was
talking
I, and
about?
I've been waiting for my turn to talk.
Gary, you know how to
So,
put your hand up, Gary. We'll get to you in just a second, Gary. Just mute up, put your hand up, and we'll slide over to you in a second. It's good to see you, brother. My bad, I forgot who was speaking.
yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, Gary, but I just wanted to say I love all you guys. Happy Flat Earth Friday. It's going to be I can't wait for Shane to cook some map knowledge. Love you guys. I'm going to step down quick. Just waiting to say hi. Much love, y'all.
And
Will, man.
that was Andrew coughing. That was Andrew talking, rather.
I got what I was looking for. I appreciate it.
Hey, speaking of map knowledge, Proud, if you see Billy Shoe, if you can give him a mic. I can't find him on the thing.
Oh, Bill Shu was here. He was one of the ones I wasn't sure about, if they were Globers or Flat Earthers.
Yeah, I think he's the surveyor that wanted to talk to Taylor.
I thought that was Jesse. Oh, okay.
No. Like this is an actual surveyor.
Okay. Yeah, guys, we're gonna rotate some mics in a second. If you did want to chime in, raise your hand and we'll get to you, and then we'll rotate around. But Shu, yeah, if you're still listening, Shu, come back. I think he's down there. I see him.
Also, shout out to my boy
One
Leland.
thing. Is there a globe map? Okay, I'm done.
I was trying to tell Gary I seen a rocket launch, but he couldn't hear me. Let's let RG jump in, and I want to hear from Tristan. And then I know Gary's waiting patiently.
I'll rotate down. I'm getting pretty sleepy, so I'm gonna dip out and just rewatch it tomorrow. But I think it was Andrew that came in and was asking about investments. Uh, um, a startup company that I'm investing in actually right now will be pretty prominent in 2025 and on, I think. And what they do is it's kind of like Elon's deal with Starlink. So what its purpose is or function will be is charging solar panels at night, like these farms over in China and stuff. They're already doing it, and it's called Reflect Orbital. And I think it's going to be a big investment. That's my opinion, investment. That and I'm gonna drop a video in there for you guys again. It's another sun glitching out, flashing, and just recorded by a few people, and I'll just drop it in the and timestamp it for y'all. But much love, man,
Sun was
and y'all have a great night. Oh, what's that?
The sun is glitching.
Yeah, it's on video. It's just another video. I've kind of showed. I don't know if I've showed him here like once or twice over the last few episodes, but I've came across like 10 or 20 of them on the internet over the past few years. But yeah, the sun is being recorded and it's glitching by like flashing off and on really bright, which may not be true, but it's what's been recorded. And the lens flare isn't your normal lens flare. But anyway, I'll drop it in chat and y'all decide for yourself.
So is nobody going to question him about being a scammer?
Gary, I got a question. Why are you calling me a coward in my DM and you on my stage right now? Can you explain
No.
that?
I just want to ask that question again. Is
No.
nobody going to call
Explain why I gifted you a mic.
man
I graciously gave you a mic and you calling me a coward in my DM right now. Do you want to explain that?
I'll just go back and have a look.
Your memory that bad?
So read what I said.
The first thing I see when I go to my messages is coward. I don't care about nothing else. Give me one good reason why you should stay up here.
No. Read what I said.
No. Give me one good reason why you should stay up here.
No, read what I said to you.
Okay, that's not a good enough reason, Gary.
It wasn't a single coward.
That's not a good enough reason, Gary. Do you want to retract that and apologize since you're on my stage right now?
I'm just going to check what I said.
So you don't want to apologize for calling me out my name while you're on my stage right now, Gary? You could say no. You don't have to.
So, let's get this into context.
Gary, these are yes or no questions, Gary. You tested my patience.
Let's get
No,
this
you
into
don't want to
context.
apologize? Okay, that's fine. You are valid to not do that.
So
that's okay. Let's get to Tristan. Oh, hey, Tristan.
Hello.
Welcome to Flat Earth Friday. I'm not sure if this is your first time here.
It is, yeah. I was interested in the SpaceX commentary before. I heard that somebody in here said that you aren't able to get close up and personal with the rockets in Starbase, where they launched the one that they recently caught. But you can get like under 100 meters from them. So I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, I do agree. You can go and watch some of these things go up, right? Like, we're not denying that, are we?
Yeah. Also, watching them go up, you can prove that they're going into a lower pressure environment by the plumes expanding outward, and you can derive how low the pressure is from the plume expansion, and you can figure out that they're approaching vacuum levels when you see the plumes expand out to their maximum. It's another way of verifying that space is real.
Oh, Tristan, you're like hard, like globe earther, like Earth's a sphere and I'm stuck to it type of thing.
Yeah.
Why though, bro?
There's plenty of evidence that it is that way. It's how the world is. It's how we treat it as such.
Hey, Tristan, have you ever looked at the significant figures of the atmosphere and the heights and the actual pressures involved at a given height?
Yep.
Anything up to 100 miles?
Yep.
So you understand that it's a fraction of a percent even above 50,000?
Yep.
So how are you citing that as proof, since it's all very low pressure atmosphere, just even the first 100 miles up?
Well, if the gradient continues to extend, if it logically following, why would we expect the gradient to suddenly stop at some point? What's it to say that it couldn't keep decreasing?
Well, according to the model they give us, of course, we wouldn't expect it to, and that's how they get you. You see, you're actually snared by your own logical path.
Well, no, the logic would follow that. Why would we expect it to stop decreasing suddenly?
Okay, so I guess you're not familiar with the gradient itself. Up to 100
I am
miles.
familiar with the gradient, but logically, if we're talking about a flat Earth, Do you make a claim as to where the pressure would have to have a container next to it? Is there a place where it has to be?
Do you make a claim as to how far the plume is that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Because you can barely see a 747 at 5 miles. And you're saying that you can see plumes off of a rocket that's way smaller, like 70 miles up.
Yeah, you can. If you ever watch them live or in person, you can see the plumes expand outward. I mean, this isn't something that you have to trust a live stream for. This is stuff that people see in person.
You're assuming it's 70 miles up.
I actually don't have to assume that, since I know the pressure of the rocket exhaust, and then I know the pressure of the ambient atmosphere if I know the plume divergence. So I can calculate it without having to assume distance.
It would be too small for you to see at that distance. You
Why
can't
is
see a
that?
747 much more than 5 miles up. You could cover it with a pencil eraser in front of your face. You can't have a rocket that's even smaller than that and multiply it 7 times the distance and say that that's okay. That your eyes are going to resolve that, and no chance.
The plumes diverge hundreds of meters. I mean, these are very large plumes. I'm not talking about meter-wide plumes. They're massive.
Or is that a rocket dragging across the firmament?
Okay, now that's just begging the question, I guess. You're supposing a firmament.
The globe is begging a question.
I just showed you that you can derive the atmosphere or the pressure. I mean, I can link it to you if you like. How to do the math and everything.
So you can bring some propane to your barbecue without the tank.
That's non sequitur. I'm talking about how we can derive it from observation.
Okay, you keep talking about what can. You appeal to the possible all day long.
It's not appeal to possible. It's appeal to
That's exactly what it
observation,
is.
I guess. Yeah, appeal to
No, dude.
observation fallacy.
It's appealing to the possible. We can work this out. We do have the math. We can provide that data. We can do what a challenge accepted, Tristan. Show me your math, your fully quantified measurements, your margins of error. Go ahead. Show me your math. Don't tell me there's a site over here where you can learn how to do it. I want to see you do it. I want to see the figures. Then we have something to talk about.
Yeah,
Until
sure.
Until then, you do nothing but commit the fallacy of appeal to possibility.
Yeah. Am I able to send links to stuff in here?
I think you weren't listening.
Math is descriptive anyway.
What I don't want from you is links to other places where we can do it. We can learn. We can do the formula. We can work with. No. This isn't about us, man. It's about you. You made the assertion. The burden of proof is firmly upon you.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to send my citations without.
Of course you are. You just upload it on your own account right here to your own timeline, and then you hit share and you upload it and share it with this spaces right here. Anytime you get it done, of course you can. What, are you totally technologically inept?
This is my first time using X. I mean, Twitter
Okay,
Spaces.
so look, Tristan. So basically, there's a purple pill like in the bottom corner.
Yeah, I see now. I just didn't know.
Okay,
this
cannot be.
That's where you can post all of your information. It'll stay underneath the timeline so people.
Okay, Tristan, how did you instantaneously get 45 followers then? This is definitely not your first time using X.
Inside of Spaces. Yes, it is.
Oh, it's your first Spaces, but you know how to use the platform because that's what we're talking about.
I mean, I know how to use the platform, but I didn't know how it was integrated with X or with Spaces.
So the burden, we've clearly defined it. We know what the parameters are. That's what we're looking for from you before you make any further assertion about plumes for rockets and knowing about elevation, etc.
Yeah. All right.
Bad guys, I'm trying to switch chargers and everything. I'm over here draining battery already. Okay, yeah. So while you do that, Tristan, but we do got a few hands up.
Yeah, I sent the citation for.
I don't need a citation. I need to see your figures, and I don't need to see it this second. Why don't you come back next Friday night? I mean, you're laying it down. You're making the assertion. I'm saying, okay, show me, and that's the only thing I want to see. So go ahead, and we'll I don't know. Let us know when you got it done, Matt. These guys will probably still be going, frankly, until Saturday afternoon. So if you feel like doing it in the next few hours, go ahead. But I don't think it's that urgent. We're not basing our existence on it or anything. But you think you got numbers and you think it's actually going to add up and prove what you think it's going to prove, go ahead, show me your figures, man. And your margin of error, et cetera, just as I laid out.
All right, yeah, sure thing. I'll get back to you.
That's what's up. And really, we're just looking for exclusive evidence. I wasn't sure if he was actually posting any exclusive evidence for a globe Earth in motion, or if this was just something in regards to the previous conversation.
Well, it's certainly going to involve video from a launch. You've got to have something to measure, right? We're going to want to see the footage that you're using. I want this complete. You know what I mean? If you're going to prove something, I want to see it done.
Yeah, all I need to do is just know the exit pressure of the exhaust, and then know the ambient pressure, and I could calculate the divergence.
That is a mere fraction of the tasks on the list in front of you.
All I need to see if it lines up with the divergence from that expected pressure, and then that would be the burden of proof, correct?
If you want to be that glib, I would still agree with you, yeah, inclusively, but not completely.
So what more would you want than that? I mean, I'll try and reach as best as your.
I do believe I have been quite clear and repetitive and emphatic. Whether you are hearing me, I don't know, man. You want to review what I said, go check out Space Audits, Space_Audits on YouTube. This is being streamed to there. This is a permanent record of what I'm asking for. So you can review it anytime you like, right after this.
By the way, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat over there in YouTube land. Link in bio for the replays. Space auditors.
I respect it, Tristan. He's coming at you hard.
I'm just looking for substantiation. I don't think I'm setting the bar very high here beyond what you're saying we can do, right?
I must have missed this part. Is Tristan's like work field in aerospace engineering, or is this just a hobby?
It is a hobby, but I've built small hybrids and am working on liquid rocket engines with a group, 100-pound force and then a 1,000-pound force engine.
More power to you, man. That's great.
Yeah.
So do you think that single little flame coming out of the rocket while it was landing into its chopsticks was all the propulsion it needed to slow it down?
I mean, absolutely, yeah. Yeah. The Raptor engines they use are about like 2.3 meganewtons of thrust, and the booster weighs roughly like 200 tons when it's almost empty. That's definitely enough thrust for it to slow down.
I just mean on the footage. It did not look like a lot of thrust. That weight is unfathomable.
The whole stack weighs 200, or not the whole stack. The empty booster weighs 200 tons. That single engine puts out more thrust than 200 tons. It's like 280.
Hey Tristan, before we move on to the hands, I know there's a few people that probably want to speak, maybe even speak to you. And we do got some requests, so probably gonna rotate a few mics, and then if we do drop you, just feel free to request back up. We'll bring you back up. But before we move on, Tristan, what is like your best piece of globe in motion evidence?
The seasons and day and night cycles. So just how we experience those things.
Well, why do you think that's exclusive to a globe, though?
Well, any other model is able to replicate how we observe them in reality to a adequate degree of like logical consistency, as opposed to
That's not even true. It's literally not true.
Really? So are you able to provide a model that works well with seasons and the day and night cycles throughout the whole year?
So the key word that you said was replicable, right?
Yep.
So, and I've always asked this because it seems like that this is like the standard, and I don't know if I've ever really gotten an answer before. But in the globe model, they say that you're closer to the sun when it's wintertime in one of the hemispheres, and you're furthest away from the sun, and then all of a sudden it's summertime in one of the hemispheres. Then they say, well, this is due to tilt. But then the equatorial regions are usually the hottest places on Earth, and it's off center from the sun's ecliptic. So it's weird to say that tilt is causing seasons when the hottest places on Earth is off center from direct sunlight. So I guess when you say replicable, would you be able to replicate that, like taking an object, moving it closer to the light or the heat source, tilting it, and creating a colder temperature than what it would be if it was further away?
Well, yeah, that would just be like illumination over area. So when the sun is or when the Earth is tilted more, it has less surface area on the northern or southern regions, depending on what season it is. So it gets less direct sunlight, which equals less energy. So you could replicate that with spinning a ball or something and tilting it, and you could measure the temperature on the regions of the ball where there's less light illumination, and that would have lower temperature.
Well, I just addressed that, right? Maybe you could steel man what I was saying about the problem with that explanation using the equatorial regions of Earth.
With how equatorial regions, oh,
Sorry,
somebody said,
I didn't hear anything that you said.
was yeah, I thought somebody was trying to say something. Oh.
No, I was just asking. You were saying like being off center doesn't get direct sunlight, so therefore less temperature.
Yeah.
And I was asking, I was like, I thought I like directly addressed that problem with the equatorial regions of Earth, and I was saying maybe you could steel man what I was saying about that.
How equatorial regions differ in temperature?
Why that is a problem when saying that when things are off center is getting less sunlight, which means less energy, which means less heat, is what you're saying.
Yeah, the equatorial regions have differing seasons, or since they're straddling the equator.
Now, I was saying steel man what my position.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like I tried to. I don't know what you're trying to make me steel man for you.
Okay. I'll repeat it again. So, like, basically, they're saying that the tilt causes a season. So when something is tilted away versus tilted towards the light source, it'll become hotter or colder depending on like how far it's tilted towards or from that light source. And I'm saying, well, the equatorial regions on your globe are typically the hottest places on Earth, but they're like off center from the sun.
Yeah, so like during autumn and spring, the sun will like cross directly over them. So the equator gets the most sunlight, as opposed to either of the northern or southern hemisphere, since the tilt is like aligned with the equator, or the equator is in between both of those regions, so they'll get the higher average of both of them in terms of illumination over the entire year.
Well, when the sun is aligned with the equator, for
Yeah.
how long does it stay aligned? Because that's the solstice, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, it'll stay, since it's in the middle. That it'll be a higher of the two averages in terms of like solar illumination throughout the year.
When I explain how that contends with my position of that the equatorial regions are still the hottest places, and most of the time it's tilted away from the sun.
Yeah, so it can still be tilted away from the sun somewhat, but since it's in between both of the northern and southern hemispheres, it's going to still have a higher average of solar illumination compared to either of them when it's tilted.
So when it's tilted away over 20 degrees from the sun for most of the time of the year, it stays the hottest. But that's the only way that you could reproduce seasons. Is if something's tilted towards the sun, then that's the hottest place. Then it's tilted away, then that's the coldest place. But that doesn't apply to the equatorial region.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have to figure out so your claim would be 20 degrees. The equator would be tilted 20 degrees from the sun.
Oh, that's your claim, not my claim.
Okay, yeah, but 20 degrees from the sun, but then either of the hemispheres would have a higher tilt angle. So they would have the equator would still be have a higher average like solar illumination compared to either of the hemispheres during that time, since it's in the middle.
But why wouldn't the Earth being tilted off center? Why wouldn't that be the hottest place? Like the place that's tilted towards the sun most of the time, which is not the equator.
Well, when it's tilted toward when it is getting the most solar illumination, so when it's tilted, would it be towards towards the sun the most, it would have the high solar illumination, as opposed to lower. So like it's southern hemisphere, you're gonna have a lower solar illumination as opposed to higher angle.
Now, can we reproduce that though? Like, can you take a snowball, bring it towards like an oven or something that's radiating heat? Maybe that's a better source, something that radiates heat. And then you could tilt that snowball away from the source, but be closer to it, and then have cold, and then move that snowball away from that radiating heat, tilt it towards the heat source, and then get hot.
That is a demonstration that I mean I haven't seen something like that done before, but I would definitely be interested in either myself replicating that or having someone else replicate that, because I would want like a thermal camera and then seeing hot spots or cold spots
Because you would think that like if you take this snowball and you move it towards the heat source that's radiating heat, no matter if you tilt it towards or further away, that snowball on that side of the heat is going to be experienced the most heat. And then when you move it away from the heat source and tilt it towards the heat source and tilt it away, most of that snowball is going to experience less heat. So it should be like winter when you're furthest away, just hotter and colder winters, and summers when you're closest to the heat source, just hotter and colder summers. Not like freezing cold temperatures when you're closer to the heat source, and then burning temperatures when you're furthest away from it due to tilt. I haven't seen that replicable or duplicated at all, just like you said. When you say flat Earth, y'all don't have anything that's replicated, and then you say, hey, we haven't replicated this either. See why it's not exclusive?
Yeah, and so about the distance and like heat, the difference between aphelion and perihelion is roughly 3 million kilometers, or what is it? No, not that would be miles. 5 million kilometers. So the proportional amount of illumination you'd be getting would be much higher if you change the angle as opposed to getting only 5 million kilometers closer. In terms of illumination, so the more area you get with light would increase the heat more than getting further away or closer.
That's the claim, and just like you just told everybody, you guys haven't replicated that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a replication. It might have been done before. Like, I wouldn't die on the hill that it has been replicated.
So that was your standard. Remember, that's what you said. Well, you guys don't have a replication of seasons work. So that's how I was saying, okay, well, let's see if that standard applies to you guys. And you just told everybody, hey, you can't replicate it either.
Well, replication as in I can make a model that has the seasons, day and night cycles, and then put it in a solar system, and it will work and corroborate with observations in reality as we see it in the sky. Flat Earth cannot do that. The Flat Earth does not have the capability to put down things going over it, right?
And neither can the globe, according to you.
That's different. Replication isn't setting things up in your garage and looking at snowballs.
Wait. Y'all don't have the same standard as Flat Earth?
Testable, verifiable, repeatable.
Yeah, my standard wasn't making physical models in reality. My standard was making a model that can estimate what we see in reality and putting it over, a flat model of the Earth. But I'm not going to try and strawman you with even a model of the Earth. Just anything. It could be any shape that you want. I don't even care if it's Pac-Man Earth. It could be any shape, as long as you can do a flat Earth that predicts the seasons.
But you want us to do what you haven't even done yet. And when I mean you, I mean the whole scientific community. y'all haven't demonstrated, y'all have not scaled down the globe and then demonstrated seasons either, right? Because you just said you haven't seen anything of what you were
That's not what I was
articulating.
asking. That wasn't my burden. That wasn't what I was trying to put on you. I
Okay,
wasn't
so
trying to put that burden on you.
okay, so re-explain to me what the burden you're trying to put on me, and then show me how you've already accomplished that.
Yeah, the burden I'm trying to put on you is to show a model that can explain day and night cycles and seasons at the same time. It could be a graphic model that changes throughout the seasons. So like, you know, a time variant model, and then show that in a Blender model. I don't care. Just show it graphically working somewhere. That's my burden.
Okay, got it. Where's yours?
The model of the solar system, for example, space engine would work, I guess. The fact that you can.
Okay, so you're just talking about model without replicable, duplicatable, like reality scientific method. You're just saying create a computer algorithm to show something on a screen. You're not really concerned with demonstration in the scientific method.
Well, I'm asking for showing day and night cycles working on a model of the flat Earth. And a part of that is having a computer model or graphic model, visual model that can explain that and relate that to reality. If you can't do that, then your model doesn't work very well.
Yeah, I heard what you said. I just want to make sure that you have the same thing, because I'm just trying to make sure that you're also talking about the same thing that I'm talking about. Because when you said replicatable or replicable, I thought you were talking about like in real life, and it sounds like you're just talking about on a computer screen, just like an actual model, not actual demonstration of the physics behind the things that are being claimed. Because you told, like when I was talking about the physicality of the demonstrations, you told everybody that y'all don't have that. But now it seems like you're just talking about a computer model, which is not really replication. That's just modeling something on a computer. So, are you clarifying what you were actually asking for? Or
Yeah. So clarifying again, the reason I want something like that is so I can see the Earth having day and night cycles projected upon it on a flat map. Like this isn't a huge burden at all. I just want to ask for. That's why it doesn't even have to be related, like empirically towards any observation. It just has to be. Can it corroborate with day and night cycles that we see? So can we have 24-hour sun or 24-hour night in certain regions of the Earth, and then also have seasons that work with that model at the same time. So just two things that can work at the same time on a flat model, on a computer simulation or whatever.
Hey, Sacred, can I take this up a level?
yeah, sure. And then we can get to the hands after this.
Okay, Tristan, you spoke a lot of appreciation for data. I would invite you to check out some of your own mainstream data from timeanddate.com. I just posted one up top. It's called A Quick Couple of Thoughts About Climate Symmetry, and I'm hoping you might be able to explain why it is that there is a 12-degree centigrade difference in the warm end of the climate between two places exactly the same distance north and south of the equator. One, Nome, Alaska up the north, and Marambio Base down south. They share same latitude, but their climates in the summer are intensely different. That video is only 2 minutes and change long, so it shouldn't be hard to take in. By all means, have a good look at it and explain, if you can, in terms of your model, why the climate is so intensely different at the same latitude, north or south. Have fun.
Yeah. Where was this posted? It is
right up top, man.
Yeah, so also, just so you know, Tristan, so we have like a comment section where there's the purple pill. And then sometimes during relevant conversations, somebody that's on the mic can share some of the posts to the top of the space, which is called the nest and or the jumbotron. So there will be certain tweets that are shared to the top when they're pertinent to the current conversation.
There's one I'll be expecting from you, Tristan. Remember? That's exactly how it'll be done. You hit the old share button on the bottom right after you've posted something. And the first option is share with spaces, while this space is, of course, up and you're in it, it becomes a default option right on top.
All right, so Tristan, I'll let you get the last word. I want you to stay up here though. I do want to continue to pick your brain. It doesn't
Yeah, he
really
has a
seem
video.
like yeah. I just was saying it just doesn't really seem like you provide any exclusive evidence. You're just saying, hey, I want to see how the flat Earth models something, something that we can't demonstrate in real life on a globe either. That's why I was asking for like exclusive evidence that the globe was in motion. Don't really think that we got that. But yeah, I'll let you get the last word, and we'll get to the answer.
Yeah. So what is it that Marambio is hotter than Nome, Alaska? Or I don't know if you were able to hear me. I was trying to talk while watching the video.
We didn't hear you. And no, it's quite the opposite if you take a look and study the graph closely and what it is detailed as. No, Nome is much warmer. Marambio is an ice sheet.
Well, I would say it would make sense that the ice sheet would be cooler since it reflects light from the white surface as opposed to Nome, which would have, a darker colored surface, so that could absorb heat.
Okay, but you
that's
see,
actually a fallacy. I mean, that's
Nah.
actually a false.
A fallacy?
It's actually, he's got the cause and
sorry.
effect backward.
The dark things absorbing heat is actually like false. That's not actually fact. If you actually look it up, I can't remember what the name of it is right now, but it's a
The word
common
is albedo.
misconception. Common misconception.
Yeah.
But
Albedo
no, actually,
is definitely not a misconception, but okay.
no, Tristan, you actually you have the cause and effect backwards. How did it get to be an ice sheet in the first place? Day to day, year to year, decade to decade. The answer is that it simply doesn't get the same sun energy. Climate is not symmetrical on Earth with respect to latitude. And the data right there from years of samples tells you that fact.
Well, if it doesn't get above freezing, or if it doesn't get above freezing very often, you're not going to have much very meltage, and there's a lot of thermal mass in all that ice, so it's going to take a while to melt any significant amount of it, right?
Billions of years, perhaps. Really, no, don't make me laugh, Tristan. Come on, it's all cause and effect. It's all cumulative, and there was no beginning to it. I think it's all done changing into what it's going to be because of the sunlight it constantly does not get.
We have ice core samples that date back longer than that, which show changes in climate.
Nice straw man.
That's not what?
You got anything else?
How is that a straw man?
It's a total straw man to say, hey, well, what does the record say long ago? I'm looking at it right now with 15 to 30 years worth of data on each site. I'm saying here it is, year to year, the same climate, the same difference, year to year, in and out. These are the ranges you can expect when you go to those places at those times. And it's not symmetrical. In fact, it's 12 degrees centigrade away from symmetrical. It's not even close.
Yeah, so Nome is hotter, right?
Now you got it.
All right, so Nome is hotter. So I'm looking at the albedo of forests. It looks like ranging from 0.08 to 0.15. Fresh snow
these
is
are
0.8.
both coastal towns. Okay.
Yep.
So forest has no bearing on the situation here locally at all.
But the area you're covering has large amounts of snow surrounding it. So you're going to have albedo that reflects off of, the area.
The point,
around
Tristan, is where did all that big ice sheet, all that permafrost constantly, what's that coming? What's that causing it only in the one location, but not the other? Oh, constantly. All you got is ice down there. You don't have any flora, you don't have any fauna, you don't have any insects, you don't have anything that's going on up north in Alaska. The environment is completely different because the climate is completely different. It's all because of the sun.
And geography? That's what I don't get. We're neglecting geography and surface features that would
No,
reflect
this is
light.
climatology and geophysics. Take a week, Tristan. Take a week. Come back next Friday and see if you can actually think of a good argument. Because there isn't one.
I'll come
because
back.
There really isn't one. That video has been up for years. If it was a debunkable thing, based on real data, if it was truly a debunkable thing, you'd see it in the comment section by now, right?
Yep, and I'll come back with the rocket plumes, and I'll try and see if I can find a model of the seasons for you. I'll let other people speak. I've been hogging it for a bit.
Nah, you good, Tristan. You don't want to say
Right
one
on, man.
anything else that, because I don't want you to like say you never got a chance, but anything at all where you have evidence for exclusive globe Earth in motion, or you want to save that for next?
Oh, I think I'll save for next week so I can do more research and get to you later better.
All right.
Hey, good luck to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Stay tuned because I think Shane's gonna present too in a minute. And maybe that will add some context for you to do with some of your searches. And I do appreciate your approach, man. You seem to have a lot of knowledge about the sciences. We're just saying pay attention to the details, man, and keep an open mind. A lot of the things that you still believe in can happen on the flat Earth. You don't got to let go of everything. But if there's no curvature and there's no motion, then we're gonna have to update our position. So, but shout out to you, man. I appreciate you.
I'm not
proud.
I'm 93% sure that Shane fell asleep.
Oh no, did we wait too long?
Yeah.
I think hybrid was next. I know biblical dropped out, so I'm not sure if he got time in. And we do have Brenda on stage, and I know Taylor's hand was up.
Well, we just had a Glober speak. Let's go to. Oh, Biblical's back. Let's see because I've seen Biblical drop. I don't know if you said Biblical or not. Probably my bad.
Yeah, biblical. He can jump in, and then we could get to hybrid. I can't remember if hybrid's a Glober. I'm sorry.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Well, hello. I was first time speaker. I'm pretty nervous, I guess. I am on X actually.
No worries. It's all family over here. We chilling. Welcome.
Yeah, I've been watching you guys since like episode 65 or something, and I'm on X. I'm pretty not techie, and I signed up specifically so I could watch Flat Earth Fridays. Yeah, I wanted to say thanks to everybody who's in this because I think it's a huge thing on the heart of God to really show his creation and how it matches the Bible and not what we're taught as kids in school. I really think it's a big deal. I wanted to say something about the firmament, but I think it's awesome how you guys debate, how you really just speak truth and show the true sciences through all this. And people are so just mean and rude. And I saw the first video or a video of Dave Weiss's, and I was like, man, that's crazy. That can't be. But in the back of my head, I kept like hearing all the scriptures that would line up with the pillars that keep us, basically the geocentric with the firmament over. And I'd never really looked into what the firmament was. I'd seen it in Hebrew, but I guess it didn't click. And so then got on to like modern day debate and watched all the things, all the debates, and I started that believed in a creator, that were calm, cool, and collected, that represent flat Earth, versus these mean-hearted people that were nihilistic, they were atheists or God-hating hypocrites that can't see, that there is a creator, in whether it's creation, the human body, flowers, or heck, the beauty of a seashell that was created, but somehow nothing and nothing can come together and create everything, and that makes sense to them. I don't quite understand that, but
think about this,
anyway,
man.
that's kind of how I got to hear. Got on, saw Witsit.
My bad. Might be a delay. Go ahead, bro. Did we lose him?
You might have to unmute again.
Oh, he dropped down. I was just gonna say, think about how.
back up.
Yeah, we'll bring him back up. I was just thinking, like, think about there's people in the scientific community who set out to falsify God, bro. Crazy, man. We'll wait for Biblical to reconnect. Wanted to hear what the rest of what he had to say. While we rotate him back up, Pro, who's up next?
Testing, testing,
Yo, you loud and clear.
testing, testing.
You are loud and clear. Y'all can't hear me?
No, I can hear you. I just y'all saying I'm loud and clear when I'm not next to the mic. It's funny. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm not sure if Taylor ever got to go from before. Biblical jumped in, and Hybrid came back up too.
All right, so we'll do Taylor, Brenda, and then Hybrid until Biblical come back.
I'm here. Yeah. Yeah, thank you guys. So I first want to clear up, I did go look up that thing about the light and dark. So I was just looking about like basically like clothing. I saw that like it doesn't really matter what color you wear because the heat transfer is minimal, and when not exposed to direct sunlight, they both can reach similar temperatures. Like they don't absorb like they'll absorb sunlight better, but essentially it's not going to make that much of a difference if you're not in direct sunlight. Anyway, I just want to clear that up because I, if I ever am wrong, I want to actually admit it. Second of all, I'm excited to hear that surveyor. I'm kind of hanging around here for it, waiting for it. I would like to hear it. I'm not sure if y'all heard, but we raised the money for the theodolite, and we're gonna have the standoff of the surveyors going on. With yeah, I'm gonna make some measurements out there at Lake Pontchartrain, see if I can measure any curvature. I got the theodolite that Jesse was recommending me get, and more than once. Jesse did come through and help me get it, and Peter, they came through and helped out. But overall, I think we had more donations from flat earthers, so I'm pretty pumped about that, and I'm really excited to get the results. And if this surveyor has any, suggestions, I'm definitely open to them. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that.
The Flat Earth Valkyrie.
Yeah, word. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Tell everybody what model that you ended up choosing.
I basically chose the model that Jesse shared with me. Let me get it pulled up. It's it's in a 2 millimeter arc second accuracy, which is actually pretty good, and it's digital. So yeah, and it has a self leveling, so I don't have to do all that. Yeah, it's pretty good brand. I'm gonna put it up in the chat.
Then let me ask you, because I was thinking about some of that conversation that we had a couple of weeks ago. Does it have like a range limitation on some of these devices or instruments?
Many of them do. Like I've seen them, but I don't think this one actually does have a range limitation. Now, I was actually reading like the manual about like how to work these things and just like a general guidelines. And what I did find was like that there is a standard deviation. Just in general, like if you do it, you're gonna have like a % of error no matter what you do. It's pretty standard. And I linked that in the group chat, but I'm gonna share it up in here. But I was trying earlier to make sure that the curve rate would actually fit outside of the guidelines of any standard, error that would happen. But no, there's no limitation. It's already calibrated, so it's gonna be pretty cool. And but of course at long distances, like they're not really supposed to be used like that. Like you're supposed to, like, from what I can gather, put out a measuring stick and then measure to there, because whenever it's asking me to buy it, it's like, okay, here's a stand I have to get for it, and then like here's a measuring stick you're supposed to put in the ground over there. But we're gonna be like shooting like long distance, so I don't think it's really supposed to be used like that, but I guess it would work. Really, I'm just trying to replicate whatever Jesse's doing, just trying to confirm that we can get those same results.
Yeah, that's what's up. I do want to fact check that though, chat, and I think that's a good thing for us to do. I think we should make sure that whatever instrument or device that Taylor's using, or just any instrument that we may use for like future experiments, to see if there's any limitations on the device. I don't think it would have like an infinite usage. I would think that the instrument should tell you what the limitations are. So let's see if we can figure that out. Let's see if there's any limitations on the instrument that Taylor is using, and then maybe we could double back to some of the things that Jesse was showing a couple weeks ago, and see if anything was being observed within or outside of those limitations. Just something that had crossed my mind.
Yeah.
We'll check.
Yeah, fact check it. And if there's a better one for like a similar price range, I'm totally willing to get it. I'm actually waiting for the GoFundMe payout. So I'm still waiting on that. They kind of do it in increments for whatever weird reason. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get one. And I'm just, if y'all have any suggestions on which one I should get, if there's a better one you think, definitely let me know. But I can put it up in the chat.
That's what's up. And do y'all agree with me, or am I putting an unnecessary parameter? Like, are we using instruments outside of the limitations, or are we staying within the limitations of the instrument? Y'all let me know.
Well, as long as it works, I mean, is there a question about how it's being used or what information it's giving us? I mean, we
Well,
don't
yeah.
need to fudge
Let's
stuff. Like
you
when we're
know, let's
telling the
say
truth.
yeah, let's say they're using a let's say they're using an instrument that says the theodolite is good up to 800 meters, but they're making something a observation that's miles and miles far away. Like, are we that cool, or are we staying within that 800 meters?
What would prevent it, Sacred?
What would prevent what? What do you mean?
What would prevent seeing further than 800 meters?
No, I don't.
Not Earth curvature.
I think you could definitely see further than 800 meters, but I'm just saying if the instrument is saying, "Hey, this is a limitation of the instrument's usage," how do we rectify using it outside of the instrument's limitation?
Because you can see further.
Environmental conditions. This is why whenever people did things like measure Mount Everest, they did it in increments. They didn't just shoot it from 100 miles away and say, yeah, there we go. They actually went up in 100 feet increments, and it took them 60 years to complete the whole project. I posted a link on how they on mounteverest.info and how they actually measured it. You can go check out their own, data on how they did it. It took 60 years and 100-foot increments, but that's probably the right way to do it. But I think we're kind of reaching the boundaries here of what it can do, just because of environmental conditions and natural distortion. After looking through so much atmosphere, that's to be understood. But I'm really just trying to replicate whatever they do and see if I get the same results. If I'm supposed to find all this, drop in over distance, then it should be replicatable.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm looking forward to that. Yo, Taylor been putting boots on the ground, y'all. I mean, she done sent some drones up. She done did some local demonstrations of bottom up obstruction. Now we got a theodolite. Can we clap it up?
Don't forget the star videos.
And the
The
stars.
thing is, they did observe Mount Everest from 100 miles away.
What I said was they went in hundreds. They didn't just do that and shoot it once and say call it a day. That's what I said.
Yeah,
I said they
I'm
did it in
saying,
100-feet increments. They worked with the Army and they did it over 60
yeah,
years.
as they brought it in from the Indian Ocean until they got to the foothills of the Himalayas, and then from the foothills of the Himalayas, they made their last ring of observations from about 6 or 8 different locations to Mount Everest, all of which were about 100 miles away.
6 or 8 different locations. So how many different spots do you think they shot at to get that measurement?
Well, I could call up the map, but it was many.
So hold on. I think this is Shu. I think this is the. Are you the surveyor, Shu?
Yes.
Shu Bill, welcome
I
to Flat Earth
concur.
Fridays. This is uh the sent in the sent in. I don't know, surveyor, I guess, from the little Discord over there. Shout out to you, man, for pulling up, man. Welcome. Is your first time in Spaces?
Yes.
Do you know how to use Twitter Spaces?
No.
Okay, so like there's like this little heart emoji with a little plus on the bottom of your screen. It pops up all these different emojis. Can you see?
Yeah.
All right, so normally you could react whenever you hear something that resonates with how you're feeling in the moment. So feel free to go crazy, enjoy. But all the way to the right, when you're a speaker, there's a raise hand feature. So everyone wants to speak, they just raise their hand, and then we go through the mics, depending on who raised their hand first. Just so you know, you
Okay.
don't mind interjections if someone's looking to have a quick back and forth. But normally, if you have something to say, you just raise your hand. We get to you. I appreciate you, bro.
Okay, the document I have shows Mount Everest was observed from 7 different peaks, all of which were 100 miles away.
And how many different shots did they get?
I said 7 different peaks. Now, I don't know how many days were spent on each one of those measurements, but there's a chain of about 30 mountain peaks that were all observed. That were all observed from the foothills in the 100-mile range.
Do you remember how long I told you it took?
Yes, yes, and the bulk of that was going across the subcontinent until they got to the foothills.
60 years. And they had people at each location moving forward. They'd go forward in 100-foot increments and basically had this giant mirror. They had a huge theodolite. Yeah, it's a pretty cool project. I'm not denying it, but
Yes, and the bulk
it's
of
not a
that
one time
the bulk
one
of
hit
that
wonder.
60 years, the bulk of that 60 years was crossing the subcontinent because they were mapping India, the mountains of like Mount Everest and across the Himalayas. That was not the point of the survey.
Okay.
So your argument is that it only took that long because they were preoccupied?
Well, what he's
Well, the
saying is
project
that
was no, the
what he's saying is
project
that
was massive and mapping and setting out control for the entire country of India. Along the northern edge, the northern reaches, when they're hitting up against the Himalayas, they did observe some of the mountain peaks off in the distance, 100 miles distant, and included that in the data set. It was not the focus of the survey. So they spent 60 years doing a whole lot of things, of which the observation of those mountains was just a minor subset.
Anyway, sacred. So I'm not sure if people use it like this method in surveying. I'm not sure if that's what I don't, from my understanding, they'll do surveying like in smaller increments. They won't just shoot like a 10-mile range if they want to be accurate. But it's not to say you can't do it. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do my best to do it. I'm gonna do it. But I don't know if that's how it would be used in surveying. You know what I mean? Like you could probably take a shot from that far, but you'd probably confirm it with smaller increments, just moving forward. I'm sure that's how they do it.
Well, in the in the big triangulation network, like the one that spanned the entire North America from Maryland to San Francisco, they did everything in their power to lengthen their observation lines, and they had many triangles that had 100-mile length observations, and they were much more productive with the longer distances, of which many of them were 100 miles, and the area contained in any one triangle was over 1,000 square miles. Now that's how triangulation is done.
Well,
But
100
I'm
mile
talking
line
about
of
for the
sight.
purpose of surveying. Like, what would their methods normally be?
Yeah, is it 100-mile line of sight?
Oh yeah.
sounds like there isn't an artificial limit to how far you can
No,
use.
and theodolites, you're not going to find some sort of listing for a theodolite that angle measurement is limited to 800 meters or a kilometer, because theodolites can easily be used to observe Polaris or anything on the horizon. If you can see it, you can get an angle measurement to it, and the angle measurement is not dependent on the distance to the target. Where
No,
there
that
are
is true,
some,
but
where there,
they
where
put
there,
a limit. They put a limitation to the instruments for a reason. Though, what's the actual reason why they do that?
Well, there is no posted limitation on angle measurement. Now, sometimes you'll see on a total station that has a laser EDM incorporated, that may have a maximum range of, say, 2 kilometers, but that doesn't mean that angles are restricted. Angle measurement, there's no restriction on the target for angles.
So even with, because you're referring to things in space, but we're talking about like terrestrial observation. Not
Yeah,
the
yeah, like as in my example, where it's not even difficult from ridge to ridge, 28 miles, and I get the same 1 or 2 arc second accuracies as shorter distances. And 1 or 3 or 4 arc seconds at 30 miles is only like 2 feet. Now, at 150,000 feet away, 2 foot is an acceptable error.
I'm just reading practical range right here that I'm reading says practical applications often limit effective measurement to around 400 to 500 meters for most surveying tasks, especially
What
when using
instrument
traditional methods.
is that referring to, and what procedure?
No, I'm just kind of reading it right here, but I'm gonna I can link you. Okay, this looks like geography second semester. Is this a classroom? This might be a lecture. This might
That's what I'm saying. They was telling me that
um
most of the limitations is under 600 meters.
Well, you better get out there in industry and see what actually does happen. Now, with GPS, pretty much that's an obsolete method, but prior to GPS, that was absolutely standard normal. And in the flatter areas, because of limit, they couldn't see as far, so they built towers and put the instruments on towers to get those longer distances. Yeah, if you come across little snippets and fragments about a construction layout or some minor Home Depot instrument, that's not applicable to purpose-built theodolites for large area, long distance triangulation with sub-arc second resolutions.
Bro, but you said 100-mile line of sight.
Yeah, and it's documented. The report is replete with that. And 30 miles is not even heroic. I mean, that's a significant distance, but by no means heroic. And I do that. I've done that quite a bit. I mean, it's like, yeah, was not some extraordinary extrapolation or, and like any good measurement, you do redundancy where, you're not just making a single measurement, but you have an array of data coming together. So, you have to look at the geometry and the strength of figures going through simultaneous adjustments, a priori error estimates, and 95% confidence regions on their redundancy. And yeah, 20 miles is a chip shot.
But Shubil, what was the height of the observer and the height of the target over the 100-mile distance?
I believe they were on above 12,000 feet.
Both the target and observer?
Yeah, they were in the mountains going through Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, California.
Let me see if that fits in the parameters. I'll be right back. Oh, we get to the hands.
I did kind of want to ask you, Bill. But like basically, you said it took 60 years for them to survey Mount Everest. But in your professional opinion, if they were to do it now in today's time, how long do you think it would take with like today's high tech technology?
Let me correct that one thing you just said. It wasn't 60 years to measure the height of Mount Everest. It was 60 years to control and map all of India, of which Mount Everest was a small portion, a little piece of ancillary data.
they had 700 people in the army with them.
Yeah,
What was that? What
because
was the size
India,
of that
yeah,
satellite they
because
used?
India is big, and they weren't mapping the mountains; they were mapping the whole country.
Right,
I'm
it was just like a
surprised
side
Jesse.
detour type.
I'm surprised Jesse recommended you. He's all nice and sweet, and you're all like stern and angry.
Well, you fell back to spending 60 years to measure Everest, as opposed to 60 years to measure the entire project
That's
of
just
India.
what their website says, bro. There's
That's
their
why I'm asking.
website,
Like,
Mount
what?
Everest.info. It says they took 60 years. This was in
Right.
Yeah.
terms of measuring Mount Everest. They said it was a huge project, had the army, 700 people, 60 years. So that's just what their website said, bro. I'm just on mounteverest.info, bro.
Well, okay. You need to do a little bit more than just visit, a couple of paragraphs that are clickbait.
So I'm asking you, Shu.
This is
You're very
the
investigative.
Mount Everest website.
You seem like you've looked into this. Can you tell me the projected time it would have taken for them to solely only focus on focus on the mountain, not just the whole of India? If you could estimate at least.
Well, I have no idea in the middle of the 19th century the amount of effort and time it would taken to do just go measure one mountain that they didn't even know existed.
No, I'm sorry. I just meant today's, like in today's
Oh,
time. I'm assuming, yeah,
in
I'm assuming
today's
the technology is a little more advanced and like you
right.
could get it done faster.
Yes, and there was a recent resurvey at about 2010 or so, where China and the Nepalese joined together and did a remapping of it. And yeah, they spent probably all summer doing it.
Okay, that's a couple months.
And
Drastic
of course,
decrease from years.
and of course, the hikers have taken GPS equipment to the top of Mount Everest and got it done in 4 hours.
Interesting. You
So
should post that.
what's the use of a total station? And, why
You're
would
break,
we use a total station? I guess just because the laser distance is already incorporated to the laser rangefinder.
you're breaking up pretty bad. But yeah, a total station is a
Why
broad
would we
range.
need yeah. I was is the
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear you,
rangefinder.
Taylor. Disconnect from Elon's Starlink.
Okay.
A total station is a utility instrument that's utilized mostly in construction because it can measure a distance and the array of angles and will incorporate some electronics on board to return immediate information that's useful in laying out of buildings and construction. When you're doing long distance traversing, yeah, you're typically either exceeding the laser of a typical total station, or they have a separate instrument like the K&E Rangemaster, which could go like 15 or 20 miles with ruby laser. There are other instruments like the what was it? The teleurometer, which could go 50 miles with microwave measurement. So there are a lot of ways in electronic means to measure distances, and that's a separate instrument. And then you pull out your a premium theodolite, like a Wild T3, and measure the angles and accumulate all the data from all these measurements, and then reduce them to the latitude and longitudes of the point of the survey.
Okay, I got it. Can you hear me a little bit better now?
Yes?
Okay, I just wanted to mention I have never claimed to be a theodolite expert. I'm somebody willing to learn and willing to go do research and do whatever it takes to just explore and actually get evidence for the nature of what we're living on. So I just want to like preface that, because I do not claim to be an expert. You don't have to be like angry at me. You don't have to be mad. Like I'm learning. You're teaching me. That's great. I need to learn more. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of like ease the tension a little bit.
He always sounds like that. That's him being happy.
Okay.
Good to know. I'll let you guys double back around, but it was Brenda's turn next, and then Biblical's back, Liliana's up, and then Jesse, you can chime in. But Brenda, did you want to chime in on this specific topic?
No, I don't know. I'm not a surveyor. Shubil is doing a fantastic job. He's an actual professional. You have two surveyors, Jesse and Shubil. If you have surveying questions, you should ask them.
I think
For the
Jesse's
record,
a nice amateur, like I'm
yes,
hoping to
amateur.
be one day.
Oh wait, Jesse, how'd you
I didn't
do
know
on
that.
your? Real quick, Brandon, my bad. I'm gonna let you guys.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I just want to ask Jesse how did he do on his test that day. But I think you were going to get your test on Saturday.
Your radio test.
What's oh that was 3 Saturdays ago. I aced it. I'm now got the highest license level possible for amateur radio.
You got extra? You got your extra?
I sure did.
All in one sitting?
Well, no, I did the general and the extra. I got my technician 25 years ago.
Oh, golly, how old are you, Jesse?
46.
25.
It's all good.
Relative age. Go ahead, Brenda.
I'm wondering what you guys are going to do next month, because next month is December and there's the big test. And I think that you should prepare yourselves for what the possibility, right, that we see a 24-hour sun. And I think you guys are going to need some kind of response to that. And I'm curious about what you're thinking of as a response to the possibility of us observing a 24-hour sun in Antarctica.
Well, to answer your question directly about what I'm going to do next month, Brenda, I'm going to get my hair done because that's my birthday month. I don't know if you care or not, but I just want to throw that in there because it's important to me.
I'm not asking about personal details. I'm asking about, as flat earthers, what would be the Flat Earth Friday response to the observation of 24-hour sun in Antarctica?
Yeah. Do you know what day that is by any chance? Do you know when it falls on?
December
No, I
14th
don't.
through 16th, I think. Or 14th and then like maybe a week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Saturday, guys. We might be here for that.
That doesn't relieve you of the burden of proof, Brenda, which is still
No.
on the possible.
Yeah, but that's not my question. My question is, I'm encouraging you to consider that possibility and to have some sort of a response prepared so you're not caught flat-footed.
Yeah, but we don't get emotionally insane and crumble at the idea of our, it's not existential for us. We have no ego invested in it, so we can look at things objectively. Maybe we should try that.
Yeah, that's great. So what do you think the response will be?
So
Well,
what?
I've already talked to
Nothing's
Winston.
happened yet. It doesn't prove the Earth is a spinning, wobbling ball shooting through space at ludicrous speeds.
Yeah,
So
it
Winston,
In the
falsifies.
end, it's
It
another red
falsifies
herring.
flat
It's a
Earth.
red herring. It's a red
No,
herring in the end.
No, it's not. It falsifies flat Earth.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Look,
It
so
literally does.
I was waiting for you to say that, Brenda. I don't agree with that, right? Because the positive claim is that it's supposed to be up for a globe. No one said that
No.
that refutes a flat Earth. So y'all need it to be there. Flat Earth doesn't need it to be there. It's okay
So
if it is.
that's incorrect. So Will Duffy, in his first post on this, said it's a test of the flat Earth model. It's not a test of the globe model. It doesn't
What
prove,
globe?
excuse me, it doesn't prove the globe model. It provides evidence in support of the globe model, but doesn't prove it. But it does falsify the flat Earth model, right? Because the sun can't be behind you when you're facing north and the south.
So we could demonstrate star trails in all directions. Why would that be a problem for the sun?
Yeah, I'm
That's
talking about the sun. On your model, the sun follows the equator. It's over the equator, right? So if you're in the Antarctica, it can't be behind you and in front of you at the same time.
Right, it's in front. That video was deleted from YouTube in 2017. That's the last real video of the sun from Antarctica that existed. Everything else after that's false and fake, horribly fake.
So my question
can I
is,
Hopefully, it should
please
be
tell you the
fun.
answer, Brenda? I've been trying to give you the answer of what Witsit said that he expects. So he said that he expects there to be daylight around the clock. Now, whether that's the sun or not is a different story. Because if you actually look at the model and look at the firmament wraps around the lights. Okay, so they've already modeled this and demonstrated in a real life demonstration. So Witsit said he expects to see 24-hour daylight possibly, but not the sun not changing any angular
but
size or anything like that. Maybe the temperature
I
shift.
understand.
It's
I
because the
understand that.
temperature should not significantly shift, if it's like relatively in the same location as compared to the Earth.
Yeah,
So
it's not about the temperature, Taylor. It's not about the temperature, and
Brenda,
it's not about
I know what
It's
it's
not about
about, but I'm
daylight.
just telling you what he said.
It's
It
about
makes
the
sense.
sun. It's about a 24-hour
You're cutting me
observation of
off,
the
but it's
sun,
cool.
not daylight, not temperature. The
You
sun.
don't have to cut me off, Brenda. Like you just said, excuse me. Excuse me. Should I have done that to you? No. But anyway, that's what Witsit said.
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
not addressing my question. The
Okay,
question is about
whatever.
the sun not daylight.
May I? The sun at Union Glacier, when it's due south, will have a minimum elevation above the horizon of 13 degrees. And at local noon, it will have a maximum elevation of 33 degrees above the horizon. And at no point will it ever get closer than 13 degrees to the horizon. The disk of the sun, not twilight, not glow, the actual observed disk to where with a solar filter you could see the sunspots. It is the sun above the horizon. That's the definition.
Yeah, and I'm simply advising and wondering that you should prepare yourselves for the eventuality, right, that we see a 24-hour sun, because at that moment your world is going to be crushed.
No, you think our world is going to be crushed, but this is a positive claim for the globe. The globe needs the sun to be up.
Finally, something.
I've already refuted you, Sacred. I already refuted you. It's
No, you
it's a
did.
flat Earth test. It's not a globe
Do you
test.
not hear me? Do you not hear me talking? Yeah, mute up. You just said, "Oh, well, Duffy said it was a flat Earth test." Who ever made a positive claim in a flat Earth about this?
Oh, he's in here right now. You could bring him up. Flat Earth Dave said positively that their model says there cannot be a 24-hour sun in the south. So invite Flat Earth Dave up, and maybe he can explain.
Well, that's not my position. I never said that there does or there doesn't need to be. And we actually modeled this. But I think what's more important is demonstrating the sun's path in the south. I think that's what flat earthers should probably more.
I'm pretty sure Dave
But
wants
this
us
is
fast asleep by now.
This is a positive claim for the glober. We did actually
on the flat Earth model, Sacred.
I'm still speaking. I know you want to censor me. You're not going to. It's the second time. Third time, you're giving up your mic. We already talked about this at length. This is something that as a globe Earth positive claim, they need the sun up. If the sun does set, that's a falsification of the globe model.
So, Sacred, it is a positive claim of flat Earth that the sun path is around the equator. It can't be around the equator and around Antarctica at the same time, right? So all of this, you fussing about this isn't going to save you. Your world is going.
It's seen from Antarctica. It barely reaches there. Won't save us. Listen to this.
Say the sun.
You need to relax.
We say the sun is unique to each observer, right? We can demonstrate the sun's path with a model. We have that, but I said we need to probably be able to demonstrate it in real life just to scale it down. But I don't think seeing the sun in multiple different places relative to the observer is a problem because we've done it with the stars.
How can the sun be in multiple places at once?
The globe Earth that says the globe Earth needs the sun for 24 hours. If it's not there, then that's a problem for y'all, not a problem for flat Earth.
Sacred.
That's my response.
Yeah, how can the sun be in multiple places at the same time? Objects can't be in two different places at the same time.
That's a very good
question. Man, no one's saying that.
Hey, you asked me a question. That's a very good question. It's the same reason why we ask why we see crepuscular rays and anti-crepuscular rays. We see the source of the sun is on one side of the horizon, but in 180 degrees on the other side, there's these sun rays. So yeah,
you don't know what those are, do you?
There's a lot of different. You're asking me a question, I'm answering. There's a lot of different phenomena that we experience throughout the year as the same type of observation.
Sacred, crepuscular rays are parallel rays. They're parallel.
No, you claim they're parallel. Crepuscular rays are literally observed to be divergent, and it's not about how they're shaped. It's about their position.
So my question is about your model. You say that the sun is in different places for 8 billion people on Earth. How is that physically possible?
Can I share a fun fact? Did you know the Bible says the firmament is as hard as a molten mirror? So it's actually describing the firmament as a mirror. That's pretty
Let's try to stay more scientific. Let's talk more scientific though, Taylor. Let's stay more scientific.
Yeah, if you want to say that you have a religion, that's fine. Then just don't claim that you're doing science.
I said fun fact, bro. Seriously, don't play like that.
Right. So how can there be 8 billion people seeing 8 billion suns in different places?
It's
You have a
not.
verse for
It's
that?
not
That's
8
straw
billion suns.
man. Who even said
Relative
that
to
that's
the
happening?
observer.
Sorry, I had to mute everybody. You guys are like lacking mic etiquette right now. One at a time.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I kind of explained. I don't want to keep on rehashing the same thing over and over. I do want to make sure we get to the hands. But yeah, please, guys, try not to talk over each other.
Well,
Everybody in the space want to hear what each other has to say.
well, Sacred, maybe you could ask Shane or Alan how their model puts 8 billion different people seeing 8 billion different positions for the sun. How does that work physically? There is no physical mechanism. Neither of them can answer that question, but they're right here. Ask them, how is it possible for 8 billion people on Earth to see the sun in 8 billion different places?
We're not seeing it
You
all
don't
at the
have a
same
clue for
time.
that.
There's no
So,
question. You're asking questions to pretend there's a question.
so wait, so Brenda's somewhat strawmanning, but Shane, are you there, or did he really like pass out for the night? Because we were
Yeah,
gonna
I
talk
want to know
about
what
the
the
sky. Hold,
mechanism.
hold
I
on,
want
Brenda.
to.
Hold on, Brenda. Hold on. We heard you.
No, you didn't. You didn't
Don't,
hear this
don't,
part.
please don't give up your mic. I'm asking you not to give up your mic. That's the last time. I don't know what else to say. So Shane, are you there right now? Because we did want to talk about the sky and kind of how they did that to map out the ground. But I don't know if he's there though.
He's asleep.
Is he?
Yeah. So there is no explanation for how there can be multiple suns for every single human on Earth. There isn't. There isn't one.
Nobody
There's
said
no
there are.
mechanism.
Again,
There's,
you're straw
there's
manning.
there's no mechanism by which that can happen. They simply say it happens, but there's no explanation of how it happens.
Or how we
Well,
see the
there's no
same
explanation.
stars
How
year
would we have
round.
weather if we were shooting through space on a spinning, wobbling ball? There would be no weather. There'd be no us. Would have been destroyed. Weather.
How do
Right,
we
yeah.
see the same stars all year round? I even went to NASA's model today, solar system eyes, like NASA eyes, solar system eyes. That was the link they had, and basically it has like a 3D model of the solar system. And if you actually follow that model, you should see different stars all year round, completely different stars based on their own 3D
Yeah.
model. But no, that's not what we actually see. So how
Yeah,
is that, Brenda? I mean, come
that
on,
is
you can
what
play this
we
game
see.
all day.
That is what we see. We see
No,
different
60%
stars
of
in the
stars we
north.
see are not different year round. We
Excuse
see
me.
60% we see
Excuse
all
me.
year round.
Excuse me. We see different stars. I have never seen the Southern Cross in my life. Right?
See, that's a good point. Let me explain
Yes,
that. So yeah, we do see
that
different
was
stars
used.
north to
Just a minute.
south, but I'm
Just hold
talking
your
about
horses.
east
Hold
and
your
west
horses.
whenever we have different
I wasn't
seasons.
done. I wasn't finished.
I didn't mention north to
That
south.
was used. It was used by Aristotle as evidence that the Earth is curved. The fact that there were different stars could be seen when you traveled away from the Greek islands.
Can I respond to that? Okay, so we do see different stars north to south, which is very interesting because at that point you can't claim, oh, well, space is so big that we should see the same stars all the time. No, because if you go north to south, you actually see different stars. Now, ironically, around the year when we're facing completely different directions in space, theoretically east to west, we see the same stars for the most part, 60%. Now, on NASA's 3D model, it does show different stars when you look north to south. However, whenever you spin around, whenever you go around the sun and have the nighttime on either the theoretical left or right side of the sun, you should be facing theoretically left or right in space. So in
So
their
what if,
model, they showed completely different. So I even screen recorded this today
yeah,
because I went on their website and did
I
this.
understand.
Completely different stars year round, but we do not 60% of the stars we see all year. Now they can't explain that on the globe model that I've
What is,
heard.
yes, we can. So what is preventing me from seeing the Southern Cross? Is there something in the way?
No, it's a different perspective, just like you'd have a different perspective year round, so you should see different stars.
Perspective doesn't block things. That's not how perspective works. You don't understand what perspective is.
Okay, then explain.
Perspective is a decrease in angular resolution as something moves away from you. It says nothing about anything being in the way. I can't see the Southern Cross because the Earth is in the way. It's below my feet.
In that same point, the Earth would be in the way because you'd be facing a completely different direction. It would be
No,
behind you.
Taylor, on a flat Earth, nothing would be in the way. Every person on a
No, no,
flat
no.
Earth
I'm talking about
should
your
see.
model right now. I'm talking about
I'm
the
talking
globe
about
model.
yours.
Year round, how we see
Yeah,
60% of the same
you
stars.
can. On a flat Earth, every
No, we're
person
talking about the
should.
globe Earth right now.
No, on a flat Earth, every person
No, we're
should see
talking
every
about the
star.
globe Earth right now. Why are you
Yeah,
obfuscating?
I'm
You
not.
did not explain
I'm
that to
not.
me. I just asked you a question about
I'm
how
not.
that works on the globe model, and you have
I'm
not answered.
explaining to you why Aristotle thought that this was a good
Non sequitur.
explanation, because on a flat plane, every star should be visible to every person, but if
Not
they're
true.
not,
That's not true
but
either.
that's absolutely true.
Hold on. Let Brenna finish.
On every person on a flat Earth should see every star that it's possible to see, except that's not true, and so that's evidence that is in favor of the idea that the Earth is curved.
You know what would explain the phenomena I'm describing, where you have different stars that you see from north to south, but you see the same stars all year round? Is the flat Earth model. That's
I
the best
don't
explanation
see.
I've had. Because
Yeah,
you have the same stars every year, all throughout the seasons, shift slightly, 60% of the same stars. Now, if you look at the flat Earth model and how they're spinning around on top of the Earth, you would see the same stars year round. But if you go
no, I
north to
don't.
south, you would see different ones.
No, I don't.
But
I'm in
even on
Minnesota. I
NASA's
don't see
3D model, this was not explained. I went and looked at their model just
Taylor.
to make sure. And no, it
Taylor,
said that we should see
Brenda,
completely
Taylor is
different
still
stars year
speaking.
round.
Mute up.
I don't see all the stars every time, all the year. There are stars that
60%.
disappear, like Orion. I don't see
I said,
Orion all the
Brenda,
time, every
60% of
year,
the stars are the same throughout the
but I
year.
don't see all of
For
them.
example, the Big Dipper.
Why does it disappear?
You're not answering the question. I admitted that there's some that are along the edge of the quote horizon
Why do they
that would
disappear?
disappear.
Why do
But
they
you
disappear?
see, for the most part, let me give you the majority. You shouldn't see any of them the same.
No, on a flat
Based
Earth, I
on
can see
NASA's
all
3D
of them.
model, you shouldn't see any of them that are the same in the
On the
summer and
flat,
winter.
Taylor, on a flat Earth, I should see all the stars that it's possible to
He's
see.
not explaining my answer, by the way.
Hold on. How about let's do this? Let's do this. Brenda, can you steel man our response to why we can't see stars?
It's incoherent. It doesn't make sense,
So
right?
you can't.
Because
You
it's
can't
a
steel.
lot. Because sacred, it's a logical contradiction.
No, it's not. You can't even
Stars
answer the
can't.
question.
If
That's
you're
why you
on
keep changing the topic to flat
and
Earth, because you cannot answer the
same thing,
question.
an observer on a flat plane should see everything
See, he
above
did
that
not answer.
plane. Above that plane. That's the point. Since there are things that cannot be seen from, then it cannot be the case that the Earth is flat.
But that's not our position. We don't have an infinite vision.
I didn't even bring up the flat Earth model, but that's what he has to do because he cannot explain the globe Earth model. I just gave him an impossibility based on NASA's own 3D rendition of the
No,
solar
you're
system. What
talking
the
about
Earth seems.
something else. You're talking about
No,
something
I'm
else.
not. I'm
No,
talking about if
you're
you can
claiming that
see different stars north to south, then you should be able to see different stars in the winter and the summer because you're facing in completely different directions as you would be in the North and South Pole.
they're far away, Taylor. They're far
Then
away.
why don't you're not
Because,
understanding? I already
the
disproved
orbit,
the argument because if they were so far away, you'd be able to see the same ones whether you're in the north or south hemisphere.
because compared to how far away they are, the Earth's orbit is minuscule.
So then why do not we see it's the same logic applied to
No,
north
it's
and
not.
south and east to west?
The
If you can
reason
see,
I can't see the
I'm referring to east to west as facing the east direction in space, hypothetically in the west direction. Okay, just put it that way. So if we see different ones north to south, we should see different ones east to west in the different seasons when the Earth is facing completely different directions.
they do
You
change
see what
by
I'm saying?
seasons, Taylor.
But we have
The
the
stars
majority of
in
the
the
same
sky,
ones.
Taylor, the stars in my sky change by the seasons. Why can't I see the Southern Cross?
Do you understand? You just contradict. Okay.
It's not a
First of all,
contradiction.
to your first point, 60% of the stars are the same throughout the seasons.
It's not my point.
Can you accept that?
No, it's not my point.
Can you accept that that's true, though?
It's a non sequitur.
No, it's not. That's precisely my
It
point. That's the
is.
first thing I mentioned.
No, my question was, why can't I see
See,
the Southern
can't
Cross?
answer the question. It's all
Why
good. You don't have
can't
to
I
answer
see
the
the
question.
Southern Cross, Taylor? Why can't I see it? See, you're going to have to deal with this, Sacred.
This is
You're
the
going to have to
thing.
deal
I've
with
already
the fact
explained. It's because of
you're
your
going to have.
perspective.
Yeah,
Look,
that
we
I
lose.
perspective is
understand
just
why you
not.
can't see the same ones north to south. What I don't understand is why you couldn't see the same ones throughout the seasons. Or yeah, you can you see
Because the
this
Earth
you
just
see
rotates.
different ones
Earth
north to
Earth has
south.
an orbit,
Why don't
dude.
you see different ones east to west throughout the
Because the
seasons?
Earth has an orbit. It orbits. There's
You think I
some
don't know
stars.
that, Brenda?
There's stars I can see in the summer that I can't see in the winter.
Not 60% of them, Brenda.
I'm not talking about percentage.
Okay, there
It
shouldn't
just has
be
to
any
be.
percent based on NASA's
No,
3D model. Just
it
saying.
only has to be one.
You claim
What?
it's orbiting. You have no evidence that it's orbiting.
No, there
I
is.
hope the audience actually understands what I'm saying.
Parallax.
Do you
Parallax
understand,
is
Sacred?
evidence. Parallax is evidence that of
Sacred,
the Earth's
do you
orbit.
understand my point, Sacred?
Yeah, I do. It's a limitation to vision, no
No,
matter
he's
what
talking.
model
There's
it
no
is.
such thing as a limitation of vision.
If there
Means
is a
you don't
then
see
there should be a
forever.
There's no
limitation
such thing.
throughout the
Nobody sees
seasons.
forever. That's
The
not how.
light from the galaxy Andromeda can reach my eye. It's 2.2 million light years away.
No,
It
that's
reaches
according.
my eye. It
That's not a.
reaches my eye. There's no limit to how far something can be for it to enter my eye.
That's a flat Earth scale.
No, there's no such thing as a limit to your vision,
Not a flat Earth. That's
Sacred.
not a
You
flat
just
Earth
don't
scale.
know how light works. You don't know how light and vision works.
That's not how a flat Earth scale. So you're strawmanning flat Earth. You're saying it's light years away. And y'all don't really know those distances for real. That's like an infinite distance. And yes, we do have a limit to our vision. Now, if we live within a
No,
vacuum,
prove it.
oh, I'm still talking, bro.
Prove it, though.
I'm still talking. What do you mean? Light doesn't attenuate?
No, it doesn't.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
In the vacuum of space, light travels infinite distance.
We don't live in a vacuum of space, Brenda.
Yeah, the Earth's atmosphere is virtually non-existent compared to the distance to a star.
Now that atmosphere is non-existent. First, it causes all your refraction whenever your
I
globe.
said virtually.
Now it's virtually non-existent.
It compared to the distance of a star, yes, light years away compared to 100 miles is nothing, right? So there is no artificial limit to how far we can see, because light travels without any obstacle in space. It doesn't get tired and then just poop out.
We
That
wouldn't
doesn't
need
happen.
fog. We wouldn't need fog lights if that was the case.
Not talking about the Earth's atmosphere. We're talking about space.
That's where all
The
observations
only
are
place
in
that's
place.
applicable, Brenda.
Sacred, why can I see the stars behind the sun at night?
Why
Sacred,
not?
did you
Why can you
understand
see
the
the
point I was saying
stars
earlier?
behind the sun at
Why?
nighttime?
I
Yeah.
don't know what he's even talking
Why
about.
is the sun out at nighttime, Brenda? Please. What?
Yes. Your claim is that we can't see the sun because of atmospheric extinction of the light, but I can see the stars that are behind it. Why?
Why
Sacred,
not?
did you understand the point I was making to him earlier?
Yeah, you was just saying it was a limit to the vision. I think anyway.
No, I was
There's no
saying
such thing.
hold on. I was saying it's weird how you can't just think about the globe model only. Okay? It's weird how you can't see the same stars on the North and South Pole, but when you're rotating around for the seasons, right, facing one direction of space and nighttime on the other side of the sun would be facing the different direction of space. You
Yeah.
can see 60% of the same stars. So
Taylor,
theoretically, you can see different stars north to south, but not east to west in perspective.
Taylor,
You
that's
see
different. That's a different thing than what I brought up, which is why can't I see the Southern Cross? And
Actually,
you have
I
not
brought this
responded
up.
to that.
Actually, Brenda, I brought this up
You,
because we were talking about the sun and how can it be seen in multiple locations. So I brought
that's
up
right.
some of those same issues with the globe
You
model with the
haven't.
stars. And I actually looked at NASA's 3D model today, and it said that you, based on looking at it, you should see completely different stars throughout the seasons.
Yeah, that's
because they're
your thing.
facing completely different directions in space.
Number
As
one.
going around the sun at nighttime.
So Sacred and Alan and Shane's model has 8 billion suns for 8 billion people. And you have still not explained that. You have not explained how I can see stars behind the sun, and you've not explained why I cannot see the Southern Cross. You've simply segued into some other
So you're
issue.
saying 8 billion stars as if everybody can see the sun all day. That's not true.
Shane's model has, for every observer, has their own special dome that's promoted by Flat Earth Dave, by the way, and
That
he's
would
here. You
happen
can
same
invite
for the
him up.
globe model. Everybody would see this.
One mic, guys. One mic. One mic.
Sigurd, what's that guy's name who did the Southern Cross observation in Stellarium and from the Canary Islands?
You're talking about no fanfare?
Yikes. I don't remember his name. I posted it in Jumbotron. He has a heavy accent.
Why can't I see it in Minnesota?
Well, you don't believe in light attenuation, so I don't know what to tell you,
No.
Brenda. In our
Yeah, why
atmosphere,
can't I
because we
see
don't
it?
live in a you asked me a question. I'm going to meet you. In our atmosphere, because light does not travel forever in our atmosphere, we do experience light attenuating. You can't see light forever in our atmosphere. It's literally that simple. No one has ever fought against light attenuation. That's not even a flat earth claim. So at this point, Brenda, you're choosing to disagree with your own science.
No, you explained the sunsets as light attenuation.